Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Morino Ravenberg here. I Morino Ravenberg here. Yeah, it's live streaming time again. But I think this is going to be a really short stream unless you guys have any other questions or anything else. In any case, today's live stream topic. Let me just type it. The topic is the occult giveaway and the runner-up, if you will. I just wanted to let you guys know that unfortunately, to keep a really long story short, things did not work out with the winner of the occult giveaway, which is a user that goes by the name the Manipulative Bitch. Yeah, things did not work out with the winner. Initial winner. And honestly, I already mentioned this in a past live stream, and I said that I was unsure of whether I said to myself, I'll think in one of my previous live stream. I said, possibly I'll select the runner up because to be honest, after such kind of like a fiasco, it was honestly a fiasco. After such a fiasco with the initial winner, things just honestly, for a moment, I didn't even feel like hosting a thing anymore. I didn't feel like hosting a giveaway at all anymore. In any case, not for the time being. It would be recurring, like I said. So yeah, but in the beginning, But in any case, I'm going to choose or intend to do so. I'm going to choose a runner-up. So someone how should I put it? Someone that comes in second place. So that person is still a winner. Oh, hello, Victor G and Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus says he was too high last stream to remember anything. Victor G says, what happened? I haven't seen the last live stream. I'm still going to discuss things in a normal context, you guys. I'm not going to, I don't want to come off as rude or anything like that. So I'm not going to do that. All I can tell you is that with the initial winner that goes by the name Cult Experiences, hi Moreno, bright and early today, 8:48 a.m. in my location. Yeah, that's why I'm wearing one of my Adidas tracksuits. It's even with the air conditioner, it's cold, but I don't want to turn off the air conditioner. But I just want it to feel frisky, not ridiculously cold. So yeah, this is a perfect buffer. In any case, yeah, you guys. I'm gonna remain polite. I'm not going to badmouth anyone. This isn't going to be a trashy live stream where honestly, this live stream, if no one was online, I think I would be done by now. This is initially my intent of starting this live stream was just a really quick video. Okay, and live streaming is just easier than actually getting a video and whatnot. And I said to myself, okay, I'm just going to tell people that I am going to choose a runner-up. But listen, since we're on the subject, I don't mind discussing it, but we're going to discuss it in a normal context, in a polite context. I'm not going to swear, fuck, this and that. No. I'm not going to. I also don't want to divulge any nasty secrets or just make anything that is unknown to you guys, okay, in a really bad way. But long story short, so I'm going to phrase this as politely as I can. Long story short, the initial winner that goes by the moniker or the username on YouTube, the Manipulative Bitch, most of you know her. Really long story short, things did not work out with her, to say the least. Jason Dunn says, hey, how's it going? Hello, Jason Dunn. In any case, for all of the people that are joining, this is an update on the occult giveaway. An update on the occult giveaway. As most of you recall, or at least the ones of you that watched the occult giveaway video or the live stream after the occult video, in which I declared the winner, which is the Manipulative Bitch. She is the initial winner. But long story short, things simply did not work out with her. To keep a really long and hectic story short, things didn't work out with her, and it was kind of a bummer. I mean, the average person would be kind of shell shocked and just blown away in a really bad way, not in a good way. And for me, even for me, this was a surprise. You know, this was like holy shit. And I just, um, I just, I just, honestly, it didn't impact me, but metaphorically speaking, it impacted me to the point where I, for a moment, didn't want to host the thingy anymore, an occult giveaway. I just said to myself, you know what? It's going to be recurring, of course, like I said, but maybe some other time in the future or something. The first occult giveaway, maybe I should do away with it at least for now. And I don't know, maybe in a year or half a year, I'll get back to it. Um, um, yeah, and what can I say? That's pretty much it. Uh, and yeah, after in the past 2 days, I think, or 3 days at the most, things unraveled with this winner because I communicated with her heavily and so on, and she just she just really turned out to be one hell of a piece of work, and I just and things reached their climax last night, and I just said, so for me, that was literally the drop in the bucket that made the bucket overflow. So, yeah, bottom line is that she is done. You know, she's really, she's done. And, yeah, what else can I say? Regardless of what happens, the show must go on, of course. But seriously, I wanted, for a brief moment, I thought to myself, why? For a brief moment, I seriously thought to myself, I'm not going to. I think it's maybe it's better if I don't host an occult giveaway anymore and so on. But no. Again, I didn't give you guys my word, but my word is my bond, so to speak, and I keep my word. So and besides, aside from that, I want to host an occult giveaway again. So I'm going to go over all the comments again, and I'm going to of the people that commented in the initial giveaway that cared enough to comment. Of course, shows me that you're serious, and I'll contact these people, and no, I'll contact them, and we'll see who the runner-up will be. Um, we'll see who the runner-up will be or who the runner-up is. Just so you know. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna go over the questions. And yeah, thanks to my man David B too for being a really supportive man. David B knows all about this because I communicated with him extensively regarding this, and I practically showed him all the. I showed him all the horrors that I've seen, and he was just also shell shocked. Weren't you, David B? Oh. Victor G says the manipulative bitch one. I'm shocked. I was joking and all, but not really. Why would you even choose her initially? Victor G, what was your initial? What are your initial thoughts on her? Let me just ask you that. A real simple question. David B says, "Can agree more." I mean, me and David B just we had a holy shit moment last night. You know, we were just like, "Holy shit, holy shit." Oh yeah. So yeah. I have strawberries. Hmm. But the stem always is so annoying. So yeah, Victor G, you heard what I asked you, right? Let me know what are your thoughts on that? And not just you for that matter. Listen, all of you, everyone that's watching this live stream, with the exception of David B, because he's already all caught up on the situation. What were your thoughts, or what are your thoughts on the winner when you saw her comment, or when you simply that I declared her the winner? What were your thoughts on the situation? Were or are? Just let me know. Keep in mind, this live stream, I literally only needed 2 minutes to say whatever it is, to say what I wanted to say. So the rest of the live stream, and including its length, is all dependent on you guys' comments. So I'm going to react off of you guys' comments. Jason Dunn says, I didn't really know much about her, so no comments here. No, that's fair. Yeah. Spinosaurus says, same here. I agree. Victor G says, my initial thought, she was provocative, attention whoring, bringing your attention in simple manners, and possibly you fell for attempts my joking in the last streams. No, I didn't fall for it, but okay. However, that's not criticism. That's okay. Feel free to speak your mind. Occult Experiences, thank you for your generosity, Moreno. You have our support in every possible way. Yeah, sure, no problem. Okay. Victor G is the one that hits closest to home. And yeah, I am going to try to, I'm going to try to be as polite as possible about this. Honestly, I'm a bit reluctant, as you guys can see. I'm a bit hesitant because I don't want to start bad mouthing someone or discussing someone in such a dark or such a negative context, or such a, how should I put this, in such a filthy context. Victor G says, well, I'm pretty sure other people like David B deserve the win more, but you chose her, so I can't be super supportive. I mean, that's your opinion, okay? You're free to, like I said, you're free to express your opinion. You're of that opinion, but you're wrong, according to me. You're wrong. I'm not biased here. Let me start right from the beginning by saying that the person that I chose for this as the initial winner, right? I didn't choose that person because of some kind of bias or anything. Victor G says, oh, you were so biased. But anyway, no, I didn't choose that person because I was biased. I didn't choose it because it's a woman, because I want to do her. I didn't choose it for any of these reasons. It's easy to come to such a conclusion, especially for you guys. But no, that's not the case. I was also joking when I made similar comments. I chose the manipulative bitch because, and I told her this too, I told her from the other, compared to the other comments, your comment is still the most eye-catching and the most noticeable. Let me just put it that way. And I told her this too in private via our method of communication. I told her, nah, the reason that I chose you is because your comment compared to the rest was still, relatively speaking, the best. Not in the sense that you elaborated, but you stood out the most. Let me just put it that way. And that's what other people self-taught. So, and I told her, do you have any idea that your comment, right, on the occult giveaway video has 6 likes? None of the others have any likes, let alone likes, 6 likes. And 2 people commented on your initial comment in the occult giveaway video about, wow, she's charming, I think she's gonna win. I mean, a couple of you guys saw it coming a mile away too, because where is he? What's his name again? What's his name again? I forgot his name. Hold on for a second. Gregory M. Yeah, Gregory also saw it coming, and Gregory M says, I think it's all over. Victor G says, I saw it coming for sure. Yeah, David B. Gregory. Victor G says, but she didn't say anything interesting in all honesty. She was part of what, like 3-4 streams max? No. Listen, someone's ability to win this occult giveaway isn't dependent on them joining the live stream. That would be kind of unfair. I mean, there are plenty of people that either just watch the live stream and remain silent, they don't chat, or they just they they just don't watch the live stream at all, but still want to take part in the occult giveaway. I didn't place any restrictions like that. Quite ironically, the majority of you guys that I gotten to know well, and the majority of you guys that joined the live stream, David B, Victor G, Jason Dunn, you guys are either preoccupied because you guys didn't comment in the occult giveaway, so hence you not becoming eligible. Because I also wanted one of you guys to comment, but when one of you told me that he or she was preoccupied, I was like, okay, now I understand. You know, you have work and stuff, and you just can't afford to take a vacation, if you will, or a mini vacation, so to speak. Victor D says, yeah, obviously you chose who wins. Just saying there were no objective rules to the contest, so anything can happen. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. I didn't want to place restrictions on anyone. It's possible that someone that is relatively new and watches my content really wants to come over here and wants to do all the things that I have planned. Darshu says, hey, how's it going? Hello, Darshu. See up top for the, just follow the chat discussion if you want to know what it's about from the top to the bottom, okay? And yeah, I just woke up in case you guys can't tell. It's 9:01 a.m. in my location. I woke up like what, an hour or two ago? Not even two ago. I don't know, 7:30 or something, 7:30. Yeah, listen, in any case, I'm really hesitant, okay? I don't want to be the kind of person that talks about someone and messes things up, you know, because I'm straightforward and it's not my style. I have, I mean, if I have something to tell you, I've already told you everything like that. And David B knows what kind of position I find myself in or what I think about it. But listen, we've already discussed everything. Um, I'm going to try at least to explain this in an as polite context as possible, and at the same time being as clear as possible. The winner of the occult giveaway, the initial winner, the person that goes by the name the manipulative bitch, let's just say that she has that name for a reason. And in the past 2 or 3 days, that kept becoming clearer and clearer. Not that she tried to manipulate me or anything similar. No, 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 no. But let's just say that upon further inspection, which was prompted by which was prompted by something that you can describe as best as let's just say uh, an exchange of romantic feelings or romantic gestures. Let me just put it that way. That prompted me to simply look deeper down the rabbit hole, if you will. And when I looked into the rabbit hole, I shared my findings with David B. You know, it's always good to have someone that you can talk to regarding this kind of stuff. I don't know if I'd be able to keep it to myself. It's honestly, it's like discovering a black hole and not telling anyone. A scientist discovering a black hole in the universe and not telling anyone. David B says one of a rabbit hole. He means one hell of a rabbit hole. I mean, fuck it. I don't know what kind of. It's not the rabbit hole. It's the hole that. It's not a rabbit hole. It's the fucking hole that the clown from the movie It has. Okay, it's just. Victor Jesus, just share it, sir. We're all friends here. Yes, I know, I know, I know. But it's not that. You guys know what I mean, right? I mean, imagine if I were to host a stream and I'd say, listen, I have something to discuss relating Victor G and so on. I won't feel right doing that. It's just, it feels nasty. Dorsu says, this isn't a topic for me. I hope you guys have fun. Bye. Take care. Yeah, sure. It's a non-occult topic. It's relating the occult giveaway, Dorsu. If it doesn't interest you, then fine. Bye. Until I'll see you next time then. Try watching last night's stream. I mean, yeah, yesterday's stream. That stream is was relating to the occult as well as in general. Yeah. Victor G says, we chased Dorsu away. So yeah, in any case, guys. Dorsu says, okay, I'll check it out later. Okay, so yeah. just to recap, like I said, this was this was when I declared her the winner and I communicated with her. One thing led to another, and there was an exchange of romantic gestures and whatnot between me and her. And it became ridiculously intense to the point where it prompted me, after I was done with that so-called intensity, it prompted me to simply look deeper into her as an individual and as into the matter. And I shared my findings with David B, like I said, and this is holy shit. This is not a rabbit hole. I mean, we both had a holy shit moment. I was like, holy fuck. This user that goes by the name the manipulative bitch is pretty much one of the worst con women that I have ever seen. I'm not talking about myself, okay? She didn't con me or anything like that. Nah. Okay. With me, she was real, you know, she was genuine. But then again, you can let's not kid ourselves. It's me, Moreno Ravenberg. You're not gonna scam me. You're not gonna be able to scam me even. I don't want to come off as cocky, but you're not gonna be able to scam me or try to manipulate me. But just in general, she Victor Jesus, Scarlet will be fed to the alligators, bring out the torches and the pitchforks. Yeah, believe me, there are a good deal of people online that want to do so. When I just investigated the matter, this woman that uses the moniker the manipulative bitch and the pseudonym Scarlet, what's it again? Scarlet something. What's her name? David B. What's her name again? Scarlet something, man. Scarlet Kennedy, yeah. Victor G, yeah, Scarlet Kennedy. I'm assuming Victor G that you're already looking it up because you seem to know it. She goes by that's the pseudonym under which she writes books and whatnot. She is pretty much the con woman. I don't want to say con man, con woman. Pretty much one of the worst and darkest con women that I've ever met. She is just so ridiculously fucked up that honestly, I think even Hitler would feel bad. Even Hitler would be like, oh, court 999 while backing off. If you just look her up online, right, and you do some research on her, you do some digging, and you just keep going deeper, the deeper you go, the darker it gets. She writes books. She writes books on how to manipulate people for self-gain. She writes books on how to make people obsess over you, on how to make people fall in love with you. And all of that, it's not illegal, of course, falls under the First Amendment, to be honest. But the way in which she does it is just disgusting overall. It's literally a grade A scammer. And you can find stories online about her, about people complaining and hating her because she conned them. And let's just say she's from Canada, so she's the Canadian equivalent of a Nigerian scammer, a Nigerian romantic scammer. And keep in mind, she didn't scam me. Just so you guys don't get confused, she didn't scam me or anything like that. No. She won't be able to. Not even that. With me, she was real. She was legit because otherwise I would have seen through all the bullshit before she even was able to say ah. But I'm just talking about in general. You know, if you just look it up briefly, you'll find stories on her manipulating men. I saw a story about a guy that says, I don't know if it's legit, if it's fabricated, but I'm assuming that it's true. For example, a screenshot of a Reddit post. I tried finding the post online on Reddit about him falling in love with her without ever having seen her. It's just a traditional Nigerian romantic scammer. This is like a Canadian romantic scammer. And he bought a plane ticket. The guy says in his comment on Reddit that he bought a plane ticket to go see her. He gave her thousands of dollars, and she just disappeared without a trace. She just vanished. And you'll find more than one or two of such stories out there. And that's just fucked up on so many levels that I don't even know where to begin. David B knows it. When I showed David B it was just like, the deeper we went, because I spoke to David B, and the deeper I went and I showed him how deep I went, I took him along with me. He was just holy shit, and me too. You know, we were just like, oh fuck no, holy crap. Victor G says, I looked her up before you even chose her as a winner, and I was sure her name was very suitable. You're not the only one, but I didn't want to say anything since it's your contest. You're free to say anything. However, the result is less than surprising for me. I'm just glad you didn't waste time on her. Yeah. Victor G says, oh, rest in peace. Well, one of her videos is enough to make conclusions, but I guess Moreno saw the videos after he chose her. Yeah, I saw the video after he chose her. Listen, you guys, I'm not going to, she didn't pose a threat to me, so I didn't do any background checks on her. Okay? My intuition and everything told me that, nah, you know, he poses no threat, and everything. The guys that I work with told me that, no, fine. You know, and in hindsight, they told me she didn't pose a threat to you. I mean, if she even remotely posed a threat to you, legitimate threat, it would have been over right there. Okay. But I myself would have noticed it intuitively, because it's not the first time that something like, I'm not saying it's not the first time that I've met a scammer, if you will. So yeah. As an occultist, good luck with that. You've got a huge fucking problem. But it happened after one of my followers, so one of you guys, I'm not going to say who exactly, a female follower of mine, simply pointed that out, you know, and I was like, what? And yes, I like the fact that she won. I think she deserves it. I also follow her on her second channel, and I was like, what? Second channel? Yeah, she has a second channel. And that's when it came to light. And this was when I had just declared her the winner, and I spoke to her. We communicated back and forth, and I briefly took a look. I just skimmed over her material, you know, because when I saw the second thingy, it Victor G is saying something right now. For the next contest, use the principal bros before hoes. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. Don't worry. I got your message. Okay. You don't have to worry about having misspelled hoe. Yeah, definitely bros before hoes. But no, this isn't. I mean, it could have been a guy for that same matter. It could have been a guy for that same matter. Okay, so that doesn't even apply. And it doesn't matter what gender, does not matter. It doesn't matter whether it's a man or a woman. But my point is that after that, I briefly skimmed over it, and I just looked her up, and I just told her, hey, listen, this is you, right? You have these channels, and I'm seeing a bunch of stuff of you online. You also write books, and she thought I was going to be upset, and she was like, oh, hold on, I can explain. And I told her, no, you don't have to worry, okay? It did nothing for me. I was like, okay, whatever you want to do, that's your problem. And she simply explained to me that, you know, basic things, why she did it and whatnot. But it posed no relation to the two of us, okay? And the trip. The only regret that I have, not even regret would reflect me, but regret in a general sense, honestly, by all accounts, I should really feel sorry for her. I don't know if you guys can share that sentiment. I'm sure David V can, being in the loop of things. I should feel sorry for her, really sorry. I should pity her like no other, but I don't. I'm neutral towards her. I think David B is more aggressive towards her, and David B maybe wants to hurt her or similar. I mean, he's anything but the only one. I mean, this is the kind of person which pretty much in medieval times would stir up one hell of an angry mob. Would definitely, like Victor G says, with pitchforks and flame torches and shit. And I think she would have been burned at the stake. So in any case, yeah. It was when I was done with her, when I said to myself, okay, I'm done with this whole matter, that I just looked deeper into the things that I initially skimmed over, and and I really took a look at everything. I really analyzed everything, and it goes so deep. And the deeper I went, the ridiculously darker it became. Just even by occult standards. I mean, ask David B. It is so fucking dark. On a scale of 1 to 10, he's a 15 on the darkness scale. I mean, that's a whole new level of being fucked up that I can't even describe. So yeah, I was just like, oh, okay. But in any case, yeah, that is it on her. Okay, the manipulative bitch. The name does suit her. Victor G says, man, I don't think she's that powerful to be a 15 or 10. No, she's not powerful. I said on the darkness scale. On the scale of, it's like a grossness scale. If you were to say, listen, this piece of shit, how disgusting is it? You know, touching it, smelling it, and so on a scale of 1 to 10. Let's just say shit-wise, she's a 15. Do you understand it now? David B says Vermin scale. Yeah, he gets it, okay? I'm not talking about power here. No. I mean, she doesn't really pose anything in terms of power. So what she does is more, what she does based on her material is more psychological manipulation. Just ask David B. If you were to check out one of her books, if you just look up Scarlett Kennedy books or The Manipulative Bitch, and you name it, she has a website and everything, you'll see posts on, for example, how to get a man to do anything you want. Posts that just repulsed me. How to make anyone obsess over you in a negative way, not in a good way. Okay, in a negative way. This is literally just exploiting feelings, someone's deepest feelings and desires, and taking advantage of that to the fullest. David B says he calls them victims. Yeah, exactly. David B also David B is spine shivered when he read that yesterday. And let me just be clear with you guys, okay? This is like the movie Jeepers Creepers. I don't know if most of you guys have seen it. It's similar to Jeepers Creepers. I'm partially joking and I'm partially serious. It's like when the kid fell down the well, that pipe that went down a shaft, and he fell in a well and he saw all the bodies of the creeper. It was dark, and when he lit up a match, he saw everything, them arranged in some kind of sick, twisted serial killer Sistine Chapel way. That's what you can compare it to. Okay, the deeper you go into this, because I've in the beginning I didn't pay attention to it because I never heard of her. You know, I asked David B, and none. I said nah because I never heard of her. Never heard of it. Scarlett Kennedy or anyone. Never even remotely heard of someone like that. So I just immediately just ignored it, and I was like, yeah, it's okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, I just briefly skimmed over it, and I was like, okay, blah, 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 psychological bullshit. Yeah. Because she thought I was offended, and I was like, no, it's okay. I mean, whatever you want to do, then knock yourself out. It's your fucking problem, not mine. But yeah, she just, holy crap, man. She just, She's like the creeper, only in a scammer sense. I mean, this woman really gives Nigerian scammers one hell of a run for their money. Okay. See, David B says, long time since I felt so disgusted and offended. No joke. Same here, David B. It's been. I don't think even by my standards, I don't think I've ever met anyone in my life that disgusted me so much from a standpoint in terms of what they did or what they do. Someone that can be so disgustingly manipulative. It's just. Victor G says, by the way, what was her reaction when you declined her visitation? Well, give an example. What's so bad that she did? No, listen, I didn't decline her visitation. As a matter of fact, I asked her multiple times, and she declined. I mean, she was on the fence, and she started declining for no tangible reason, or intangible reason for that matter. And let's just leave it at that. It's not necessary to go into detail because it's too long. Okay, like I said, the fact that The fact that we had those romantic exchanges also played a part, and that's also the pretty much the only reason why I asked her more than a few times to reconsider, especially based on the fact that she couldn't give me any reason, and I was like, listen, if you can give me a legit reason, then we're done. Then yeah, I'll just drop it. But she couldn't give me a reason, so I just kept persisting. That's the way I am. I was like, no, 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 no. You're not getting rid of me that easily, okay? If you can't explain yourself to me in a normal way, then we're gonna have a problem. But again, that doesn't matter. Code Nanantine has joined us. Nice, beautiful shirt, Morino. Yeah, it's an Adidas. It's an original Adidas tracksuit. Okay, thanks. But it's okay. Listen, like I said, you guys, it's easy to get confused. I also told David B this yesterday. The things that I'm discussing right now, the manipulation and everything, does not apply to me because she didn't do it to me. She wasn't able to do it to me. She's not going to be able to do it to me. Okay, with me, I spoke to the real her. Let's just say I spoke to the person behind the scammer. But when I looked deeply into the matter and I saw that she was such a fucking manipulator, I was like, oh, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap. And it just grows me. It would gross out any guy, okay? If you came across a woman that literally just scams men for a living by exploiting their feelings of loneliness or feelings of wanting love or any kind of affection, I mean, how would you feel? Seriously, it's when, okay, this is an example for why you see, for when you hear guys in the news killing a woman or having killed a fucking woman or having slit her throat before he slit his own throat. That's how heavy this is. Code 19 says, I just joined the stream. I guess Mourinho selected someone for giveaway that turned out to be a scammer. The manipulative bitch. Yeah, the manipulative bitch. Okay, thank you, Victor G. Okay. Thank goodness I don't have to do the work. You guys can do it for me. David B says, the thing is, she will literally be like a parasite emotionally. She'll make you do anything she wants by just exposing your weakness. Like if you are a person that lacks adventure, she'll be telling you how adventurous her life is to make you worship her, and it's all fake, a big web of lies. That's a good example. Yeah, thank you, David B. Yeah, that's an example. Okay. Victor G says, well, you're kind of describing an asshole who is being more honest than other assholes, although I know the disgusting part. No need to justify it more. So yeah, David B gave a perfect example. I'm going to give another one. Let's just say that you're someone that you're a guy that's into aggressive women, into dominant women, but you have difficulty finding someone. From what she explains in her books and her tactics and her videos, what she explains is that she makes a close observation. She basically tries to observe you. She sees you as a target. She seems to be a target, okay? I mean, she uses other people and she targets people out. She's kind of like a predator, if you will, or a wannabe or would-be predator. And that's how she focuses herself on people, I mean, in her material, if you go over it, I went over it last night, let's just say I went over it the same way that someone who's a fan or someone who wants to master the craft or art of manipulation goes over it. I mean, she describes into detail on how to manipulate someone's emotions towards for own personal self-gain. I remember too that she has an article in which she explains on how to get ahead in the workplace, and in it she mentions, I didn't even read it in detail, but I just went over it, and she mentions that you should observe your colleagues, exploit their weaknesses, find out what their weaknesses are, and just exploit it, even pit people against each other, if you will, as long as you benefit from it. I mean, holy shit, this is just so fucking disgusting that I just even... I almost get tired just talking about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm sighing the same way I sighed yesterday. I was like, holy fucking crap, man. Oh, this is so bad. Huh. I've never even seen... She is like the intelligent version of a Nigerian scammer. Nigerian scammers, generally speaking, are too stupid to put any kind of intellect behind it. But she, as someone who comes from the first world, she's in Canada, she actually manages to add intellect into the whole matter. And I'm not saying that it's not effective, but But man, I mean, just imagine a scammer with the intellect of the average Harvard graduate. You can imagine what kind of fucking nightmare scammer that would be. It's not like she just immediately asks you for money or anything like that, you know, the way Nigerian scammers do, or just make up some cockamamie story that can't possibly be true. She is, she really lulls you into a sense of security if you're someone that is simply stupid, if you're someone that is, especially if you're, let's just say if you're a man that is weak, not literally weak, but weak in the sense that you're not doing well in your life, you know, you're not successful at anything, you're not someone that's used to receiving love and attention and care, and you're not self-assured, you're not you have some kind of inferiority complex or similar. And she, to someone like that, you know, she'll come off as a daisy fresh girl. I mean, she'll come off as rose water. She'll just come off smelling so nice and so thingy, and just so, and she'll be so appealing. I'm not speaking from experience, but I can place myself in the shoes. As a man, I can place myself in the shoes of someone like that. And she just comes off so to someone like that, she'll come off as ooh la la, and before you know it, you've signed over your retirement plan, your fucking 401k and everything, without even having seen her or met her. That's what I find so stupid and so ironic. To the guy that lost plane tickets and he gave her thousands of dollars, I was like, holy shit, how stupid are you? How desperate were you? I mean, you've never even seen her, you've never even met her or anything like that. And even then, even if I love someone really and I know her for a good while, and that person asked me for money, 90% chance I'd say no. It doesn't matter how much I care for you or how much I love you. I'll only make an exception if I'm aware of your situation. If you're about to get evicted and I come to your house and I come to your house and you know, and I see that, hey, you're about to get evicted, you're serious, you know, as in, hey, baby, you're serious, you know. I'm not going to tell you that, but I'm seeing a woman and it turns out that she really has these issues, and I'm seeing it, you know, I know for a fact that she's not lying. Then I would be willing to make an exception and help you out financially. That's all. For the rest, nothing else. Yeah, let me go over the comments for a second. Gukan House says, greetings everyone. Hello, Gukan. She just seems to be a freeloader. Good that Vermin didn't eventually win. No. She didn't. LOL. Code 19 says, LMAO. That's some manipulative bitch. Holy fucking crap. These scams can't even phase you, Morino. No, they don't phase me. Okay, it's not like they phase me. It doesn't phase me. I simply am not flabbergasted, but I am similar to let's just say I'm a quarter flabbergasted, just by theory. David B shares the exact same context. The both of us, me as well as him, just have an opinion in the sense of just can't believe that there's someone out there that can be so manipulative, that there's someone in the world that is that disgusting, and that not only practices deception and preys on the weak, like the vermin that they are, but has excelled so much at it to the point where they sell books on it. That's what I'm talking about. It's like finding a piece of shit. It's like if you don't know that shit exists and you come across shit and you're like, what the fuck is that thing? Why does it smell so bad? And how can something that disgusting exist? That's what I'm talking about. Code 19, you look so pumped up today. Very energetic stream. I love it. You should have seen yesterday's stream. Victor Jesus, although my previous thought was that someone would never be able to submit to her like she examples without their actual volition. So basically she can only do it to vermin, I guess. So that's why I don't give her much credit. You gotta be a low life parasite to be able to fall for her long term. Really like that. David B says yes. Damn liberals, occult experiences, yeah. David B says, for example, she'll induce security, and if she'll find out that you had some trauma, etc. She's teaching other people to be like her. Victor G says, it's funny how I was seeing all of that while she was on the stream. Well, not the top levels of her disgustingness, but I saw what she was aiming at. LMIO, really sure I will take a look. It's like you're on cocaine or something. It's just, guys, nah, listen, I already explained it to you guys. Listen, how can I explain this in a way that's understandable to you guys? I've already said it, okay, but let's just say, Victor G, just understand. The things that I'm talking about right now, right? It's two separate things. I was talking to the real her. I was talking and I was dealing with the actual woman, the actual person behind the quote unquote monster. And now I'm talking about the monster and how disgusting the monster is. That's what I'm talking about. That's why it didn't faze me, it didn't faze me at all. And yes, okay, she is, like I said, honestly, you should almost pity her. The people that, I think a small portion of guys like me will want to pity her, and the majority will want to kill her and burn her at the stake. She is just, It's like I said, it's hard to believe, as David B. It's hard to believe that someone like that on this planet exists, someone that is that disgustingly manipulative. Victor Jesus, I studied depth psychology, so I'm very aware of people that are capable. It sucks like someone that joined the stream, but it can happen. Yeah, of course, occultists. I've dealt with all kinds of vermin. This is nothing for me. I'm not saying that this has fazed me or anything. You can tell this hasn't fazed me. Nothing. Nada. Zip. Okay. The second I came to the conclusion, I went over everything. I went into the rabbit hole. I went back. I was like, okay, this is okay. No. Well, we're done. It's that simple. And it doesn't faze me, but I'm just saying I'm also familiar with human psychology. I can do it to you guys. Listen, if I really want someone or something, that's one of my character traits. I'll almost stop at nothing to get what I want. And more often than not, people are, they're taken aback by how forceful I can be or how determined and devoted I am. And they're like, holy shit. And people are like, are you that serious? I can't believe that you're that devoted or something. Victor G says, well, it made an impression on you, so it did faze you. Doesn't matter what was the level. No, listen, it didn't faze me. Okay, get that through your head. I'm not going to argue with you. It didn't faze me. I'm simply speaking from an armchair perspective. It's like I'm sitting it's like I'm watching a soccer game. I'm sitting in a thingy, in a VIP booth section, and in the VIP booth section, and it's the World Cup, final. It's the final. And all of a sudden, all of the players start beating the shit out of each other. That's what I'm talking about. You guys remember the soccer final for France versus Brazil, where Zinedine Zidane booted he just headbutted one of the guys. He was like, kind of like a bull. That's what I'm talking about, okay? And imagine people that were actually there, the attendees. They were like, holy shit, did he just do that? I mean, the second people start calling each other, you will never believe what the fuck happened, okay? Zinedine Zidane, yeah, it's Zizou. He just butt-headed fucking one of those Brazilian players. Holy shit. Or, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Brazil. It was Italy. I'm just telling you, okay? Oh, Victor D says, if it doesn't faze you, we wouldn't be talking about it now. Listen, it didn't faze me, okay? Why do you think I'm talking about? Why do you think I was so hesitant to begin with? People that were present since the beginning of this stream. Victor G, you were present since the beginning of the stream. Why do you think I was so hesitant? In the beginning, my first initial thought was to come online and say, hey, listen, I'm going to choose a runner-up for the party, for a thingy. I'm going to choose a runner-up for the occult giveaway, and that's it. I literally just wanted to say nothing but that. And you remember that in the beginning, I was hesitant. I was very reluctant. I told you guys, I said it 3 times, I think. I said to myself, I'm not sure if I want to do this. I'm hesitant because I don't want to badmouth someone, because I know it's like going into the rabbit hole. It's all or nothing. Because I know that once I went into the actual hole and shared it with you guys, then all of it would come smearing out. And David B knows exactly what I mean. That's what he's saying. Mourinho just wanted to elaborate more. David B says, well, we just have to make a conclusion about the whole thing to come out clear, just to elaborate more. That's it. Oh, Victor G says, because we're not speaking for 30 minutes about the World Cup, but we speak about a specific topic or person, it means it has an importance and it faces you. It's nothing bad to admit it. I'm the first person to admit to things, but this did not faze me, okay? No contest, okay? I'm not defending myself. This is a fact. Is this me phased? No, I'm not phased at all. This doesn't faze me even in the slightest. For me, it's just, as a spectator, it's hard to believe that, someone out there, and that there's someone like that in the world. Because you don't even see these kind of people in movies, or I don't even think that the best screenwriter can come up with someone that is that deceptive, or any kind of media that you've seen in the world on a person being that deceptive. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that, generally speaking, she's like some kind of cryptozoological creature like Loch Ness or something, and when you see her, generally speaking, it's too late because you're a victim and she's about to eat you. Victor Jesus, I can dig in the wound more, but it's not important. Listen, do whatever you want. Say whatever you want. I already told you, I don't like it when people restrict themselves. Say whatever you want to say, but I'm not going to argue with you. This is a fact that I'm stating. I live with facts, not opinions, nothing. This isn't my opinion that I'm not phased. It's fact. I'm not phased, period. But David B knows what I mean. It's all or nothing. That's why in the beginning, I just wanted to say, I literally just wanted to come online. I would have to tell people, listen, and you guys started asking questions. And you guys told me, Victor G, listen, we're all friends, just share it. And even then I was hesitant. I was like, okay, should I really do this? Because once I start doing it, everything has to be laid bare. This isn't something that you can half-ass all the way. So I just wanted to keep it polite. I said to myself, I'm just going to keep it polite. In any case, the winner, the manipulative pitch, things didn't work out with her. Moving on. That's all I wanted to say. Oh, Lazaro LG says I'm back. It's been a while since I joined the 35th live stream. Cheers. Code 19 says Mourinho is that Cairo energy look phenomenal. Victor Jesus, if it didn't face you, you would have said just that. I'll choose someone else for a winner without the extra explanations. No. Holy fucking, oh. Victor G, David B, can you explain to him, please, what, because he seems to be missing the point. You seem to be missing what it is that I'm saying right now. Listen to what I'm saying, okay? I didn't want to do this to begin with. That's why in the beginning of the stream, I was so hesitant. I was going to be, okay, this is going to be a record-breakingly short live stream. Only going to be 2 minutes or 3 minutes. I'm just going to say, pop, 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 pop. And you guys remember that I was literally hesitant for 5 minutes. I was like, I really don't want to do this. Should I do this? Should I do this? I really don't want to do this. I'm long done with the matter. I was like, okay, wow, piece of shit. First time in my life that I've seen such a piece of shit, a rare piece of shit. It's like green shit. Oh, first time in my life that I've seen green shits. Victor Jesus, however, I'm saying it's not so important. Anyway, we can move on. Give the manipulative pitch to me. I want to try her poison. You do not want to try her poison. If you try her poison, I can guarantee you that you will not be coming back to my live streams, because you'll end up in a ditch somewhere, or you'll end up owing the entirety of Bulgaria, for that matter, $20,000 or something. Oh, that's it. Again, none of it. I dealt with the actual person, not by coincidence. If she even thought about scamming me, would have been over. Okay, I would have seen it coming a mile away. So yeah, I had a unique take on this. I literally had a unique take and a unique viewpoint on this, guys. Okay, because I dealt with the actual person. I know what you guys are seeing, because that's what I'm talking about right now. I'm literally placing myself in the shoes of you guys as a spectator. And that's also why one or two other people have told me, you didn't notice that about her? I thought you knew, you being who you are. And I was like, no, because I primarily deal with the real person. I deal with the real person. I didn't deal with the manipulative bitch. I dealt with, let's just say, I dealt with Jane Simmons. I'm just giving an example. I dealt with Jane Simmons the person behind the manipulative bitch, which can have a normal side to her. Victor G says, do you want me to still grind on that, Mourinho? Because I can. Better not. Yeah, grind on it. Grind. Do whatever the hell you want to do. Victor G says, no. I know I ask questions, but when you started explaining everything, there was a lot of emotion in it. Yes, there was a lot of emotion in it from a neutral perspective. Ask David D. David D was completely flabbergasted. He was like, holy shit. He was more disgusted than I am. I was relatively calm and I was like, holy crap, that's one huge piece of shit. That's one big caca, senor. That's, holy crap, that's godlike caca. That's what I mean. And the reason that I'm so upbeat and so emotional about it is because just from a neutral perspective, as a guy, how would you like it if you met someone like that? Like I said, the reason that I'm behaving so intensely or I'm acting so intensely is because like I said, this is the kind of person, this is literally like cryptozoology. It's like meeting Loch Ness, okay? I mean, you rarely even hear mentions about someone that can be that manipulative. I mean, drug dealers we see in pop media, Breaking Bad, everything. We know that they're out there. So it's not a surprise if you come across a drug dealer. It just goes on. Scammers, Nigerian scammers, we know that they're out there. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. But someone like this, like I said, I think it's the first time in my life that I've met someone like this. Someone that is that disgustingly manipulative. I mean, like I said, not even screenwriters, not even people that tell stories for a living, people that write novels. I don't even think that Stephen King would really give her a run for her money. Holy shit. I mean, she would really give Stephen King a run for her money. I mean, you name it. It's like one of those things that seems too bad to be true instead of too good to be true. But that's why I'm saying multiple times, it's hard to believe that someone like this exists. That someone like this can exist in the world. Someone that's that disgusting. Oh, Victor Jesus, when there's emotion, there is a personal investment and impression. No, just impression, from a spectator's perspective. Occult experiences, would you use astrology to verify her true intentions? Yeah, I would, but it's not necessary. Victor Jesus, aka phasing in, I'm just using this word because someone else used it before. It might be less, it might be more, but you're not a robot. You have feelings and reacting when seeing such a bitch like her makes sense. Everybody will, less or more. I'd just like to talk to her. I won't be able to fall for her, especially having the pre-information. Yeah, definitely. And again, it wouldn't even phase me remotely, okay? I mean, Samael told me that, hey, I mean, the reason that I didn't do anything, Mourinho, is because she posed no threat to you whatsoever, okay? You were dealing with the real her in essence and not her alter ego. You weren't dealing with the bitch, you were dealing with the actual person. Otherwise, she wouldn't even have stood a chance. I mean, she wouldn't even have come my way, to put it that way. Code 19 says you must have given her a travel ticket and she didn't give back the ticket. She deserves to be in Suriname. Or you mean you should have given her a travel ticket and only a one-way trip. Okay, she deserves to be in Suriname. That's a good one. That's a good one, Code 19. Yeah, definitely. If I could take her place and we could swap nationalities, that would be sick. Okay. With my Canadian nationality, I'd be able to do something. This woman disgraces Canadians, to be honest. This is so anti-Canadian. Victor G says, well, Mourinho, if you studied psychology, you'll know there's never a neutral perspective. Yes, there is a neutral perspective. Listen, you don't need to study anything. I've experienced psychology. What I do also is psychology, but from the on the deepest level, psychology on the deepest levels. Like I said, from a neutral perspective, the same way that all of us here are neutral, because within this, I'm literally just like you guys. I'm like you guys in the sense that I'm having a neutral take on this. When I was looking at everything with David B last night, we both had the same reaction. So honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, you're trying to pin on me that I have some kind of emotional involvement in this and that she had a profound effect on me, negatively speaking, when that's not the case. I'm profoundly disgusted by the manipulative bitch, you know, the woman that does these kind of things for the same reasons that I mentioned. But it doesn't even remotely faze me. Like I said, from the beginning, I literally just wanted to, I didn't even want to host a live stream, but I said to myself, streaming is just easier. Otherwise, if I just recorded a simple video in which I said, I could have just put together my tripod and I could have recorded a regular video the way that I do. And I would have just said, you know, like there was the occult giveaway is just going to be this and that and this and that and done. But it's just easier to live stream. And I thought to myself, yeah, this is going to be the shortest live stream ever. This is going to be like 3-minute live stream or 2-minute live stream, and then we're done. And hence me being so hesitant. I was hesitant for a full minute until you guys asked questions, and I was like, fine, you know what? I'm going to jump to the rabbit hole again. I'm going to share my findings with you guys. So no, I disagree with you, Victor G. David B says hot code, but yeah, Victor, you don't need to be invested. Even I, who never talked to her, was just disgusted because of what I've heard or read, just as being a male. Exactly. That's the exact same stance I had. Victor G says you might not show emotion or take everything in yourself, but you will always react always. David, I was just interested in how disgusting she might be. Also, I'd be interested to understand the real intentions for manipulations. Actually, yes, Code, let's lock her in Suriname. Moreno, tell her you made a mistake and bring her there. David B says, I know, but it's not it when you know the information, like watching movie and you know all the scary parts. So you get ready. Yeah, exactly. It's like you know that a blow is coming. It's like when someone does this. You know that a hit is coming and you automatically go into turtle shell mode. But when you're completely oblivious, you're just like this, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, just out of nowhere, someone that you can't see, it's like getting slapped by an invisible person. You're just like this, la-di-da-di-da, and all of a sudden, boom! I mean, that immediately just shocks you to your core, so to speak. You're immediately, because of the surprise element. So I can imagine what her customers must feel like, or her customers or victims, or whatever the hell she likes to call them, the unfortunate saps that were under her control. I mean, it's like being hit with a sledgehammer emotionally. And yeah, I'm good at portraying this kind of energy. That's why, okay? I'm literally speaking from someone's perspective who, just a neutral bystander, someone who literally has front row tickets to the show, and I'm just like, oh, look at the show, holy crap, I've never seen anyone like this. I've never seen anything like this. Same as David B, the both of us. And yeah, that's just pretty much it. But honestly, I want the bitch as far away from me as possible. Honestly, I think I'd be the first one to suggest the whole burning at the stake bit. But yeah. And then feed it to the Verman. You absolutely have emotional involvement in everything you do every second, even when you check the time. No, I don't. So don't make assumptions that there was no involvement with her. Assumptions? I'm not making assumptions. I had no involvement with her. But as I said, it's done. Code 19 says only small portions of people can resist this kind of manipulation. Yeah, people that have their guard down, generally speaking. Listen, if you're ugly and you accept that you're ugly, people that are in denial, or people that have difficulty coping with the truth, so primarily third world vermin and liberals and whatnot. That's also one of the big problems, okay? In Western countries, people, when you're used to meeting people that you can trust and people that want the best for you, you automatically drop your guard. It's not like you want to, because I've seen so many stories, and I've read so many stories and seen so many videos on scammers in a traditionalist way from Africa and whatnot, scamming people. I'm like, how the fuck can you be so stupid to actually send money to someone like that in such a way? It's just, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But But it was just I nah, 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 nah. I had no involvement with her whatsoever. Like I said, I spoke to the real thingy. That's why I didn't care about that. I just briefly skimmed over anything. I was like, yeah, 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 whatever. Okay. I have no interest in that, to be honest. Whatever you want to do on your own time is your own problem. Yeah. I shown David B. Ask him, and he literally told me it's like two different people. I shown David B. and he told me I shown her, the real her, and I showed her, look at the bitch, and then look at, just an example of what we communicated to each other. Let's just say screenshot discussions and so on. And he was like, holy crap, it's like two different people. Look at how normal she is there, and so normal. So yeah. Code na natin, yeah, only small portion of people. For example, me, no, I have my guard up. It's like when you're ugly and you accept that you're ugly. If someone comes up to you and says, hey, beautiful and stuff like that, you'll immediately be like, what do you want? Because you know that you're not beautiful. And if that person continues, you'll immediately start becoming suspicious and you're like, what the hell do you want? Do you want money or something? You literally will be completely suspicious from beginning to end because you know that that person is telling you something that's simply not true. But in her case, based on what I read, how her so-called tactics, she just feeds a delusion. Okay, she feeds you, or she tries to lull you into a false sense of security. Like I said, if you're, for example, someone that she also mentioned this, if you're someone that she just studies you, if you will. If she notices that you're someone that's into bad women, you like bad girls, dangerous women, and she automatically makes up a thingy that's what you lack in your life, that's what you lack in your life. You lack that, and she'll try to play in on that. It's literally like it's strategy 101, but it's simply psychological strategy, and for the purposes of manipulation. Advantage, just taking advantage of someone, as in being negatively manipulative. Tactics are nothing short of common. Okay, you've got everything in war. You've got battle tactics. You've got everything where psychology also comes into play. I also, when I bully people, I use psychology. Pretty much the same thing, but I just use it to bully people by being overly critical and whatnot. I've already told you guys this in the past. This is one of my character traits. If I see someone or something, and I exploit a weakness. For example, you're ugly. You look like some kind of circus freak monster, or there's something wrong with you. I am going to lay as much emphasis on it as possible because I spotted the weakness, and I was like, okay, weakness spotted, and then I'm going to twist it and turn it in the most hilariously offensive way as possible. And the rest, neutral bystanders will laugh their asses off, but you will feel offended because, legitimately offended because it's true. You know that it's true. And I just literally lay emphasis on it. Okay, it's like when you've got a house, I will study every aspect of that house, but not by deliberate action. By coincidence, if I've passed that house, metaphorically speaking, enough times, I've seen the house in and out, then I can make statements about the house, and that's when all the negativity is going to come out, because then I'm going to say a bunch of fucked up things. Because I'm just a tease. That's just the way I am. I love teasing and irritating people. I am also a predator in that aspect. I will just drive thingy home. Hence, hyena and people eater and all of that. So yeah, but no, I'm not one of those people that lets their guard down or anything like that. My guard is always up. Doesn't matter how much I trust someone. If someone makes one false move, I'll immediately notice and I'll point it out. Because in the past I've done it numerous times. Like I said, okay, it's not the first time, anything but the first time that I've met a scammer or anything like that. I just Before I became an occultist, even there was only one time that someone scammed me online, and I immediately took action. I'm not someone that talks a lot. I was completely calm and cool and everything. And yeah, I simply reversed the action, and that was it. And I told the person, good luck, because what you just tried to do is not going to work because I already reversed everything. And that person is immediately disappeared. The second that person saw, oh shit, I've been caught red-handed, boom. not something that needs a lot of talking, or it's something that needs to be spoken about. We're familiar with the concept, but I mean, a lot of people in the world, unfortunately, especially people that have nice, cozy lives, they inadvertently or subconsciously drop their guard, which you don't want to do. You don't want to drop your guard, but they do it, and before you know it, something like this happens. So yeah, these people are easier in terms of prey. Uh, 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 Victor G says we can either make conclusions from this situation or make fun of it. I'm doing both. Ha ha ha, you guys are crazy. If one person makes such an impression on you, she might be quite a bitch. Bring her here, I'll devour her, shake her juices. Nah, Victor G, listen. No offense, I don't know if you're high or anything like that, but you seem to not grasp the situation as opposed to the rest of us. David B says, LOL, Victor, you know, I've only heard about people like that, but when I saw just all of them, I genuinely felt so disgusted because I was getting into the shoes of them. But the extreme is how so smart it is. Like the whole thing is not made by amateur. Exactly, that's my point. Okay, that's what we're getting at, Victor G. Okay, I've been saying the same thing all this time, but you seem to not hear it or something. David B saying the same thing. It's like you've never even. It's like a unicorn, damn it. It's like a myth that you've discovered is true. It's like you've automatically dismissed the unicorn as in there is no such creature that exists. You know, there can't possibly be a creature that is that rare and that hasn't been spotted yet. And if you, let's just say you went into the actual jungle somewhere in South America and you saw an actual unicorn, wouldn't you be flabbergasted? That's what I'm talking about from a neutral perspective. You're not biased towards unicorns and whatnot. You just say that, hey, statistically speaking, the chance of a unicorn is less than 0.000%, 0.01%. So yeah, you automatically dismiss it and say that, nah, unicorns practically don't exist. But yet when you see one, your jaw will drop and you're like, you'll be literally stunned for at least 5 minutes. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not saying that I'm stunned or that any of us are stunned, but from a neutral perspective, as a guy, all of us, most of us are men here. I don't see a woman in the mix. Chat-wise, most of us, when we look, I mean, most of us as guys, we've heard this, but it's like an urban myth. You know, we've heard that, hey, you know, there are manipulative women out there that will try to manipulate you for their own gains, you know, similar to gold diggers. They just want money and they'll either offer sex to you in excess or they'll try to mess with your feelings just for the sake of prying as much money loose from you as possible. That's realistic. We all know that, okay? And I don't know, as some kind of childhood horror story similar to the boogeyman, we have, you know, we've heard that, you know, there are people out there at least once or something, or at most once or twice, I mean, that there is someone out there that is that manipulative, you know, that's someone. But this is, like I said, she's practically at the very least rare. That's what David B is saying, okay? I mean, the entire thing is just so surreal. You've only heard about people like that, but when actually, and even when you've heard it, you've only heard it once or something. I mean, I think in my life, it's an urban myth. I automatically, my mind came to the conclusion that, hey, there are manipulative people out there. There has to be a woman out there. This is just pure speculation. No one suggests, no one actually brings this up. How often do you hear someone saying, listen, this person is a world-class manipulator or something like that? Nothing. You never hear it. And, you know, when you actually encounter someone like this, you can't believe that there's someone like this that exists, similar like to a unicorn. You can't believe that there's a unicorn actually exists. And similar to her, you can't believe that there's someone in the world that is that fucked up, that is that manipulative. And like David B says, the scary aspect of it, from a neutral perspective, as a man, as a male, a heterosexual male, because gay guys won't be offended. I'm assuming, you know, they won't even be phased. But it's just scary how much, theoretically speaking, it's scary, or just for the sake of arguably, it's just scary, just like David B says, how much intellect has been put up, how much intellect and thought work has been put into it, into something like that. I mean, it's like you're doing something that's sinful, okay? It's like stealing. It's like world-class thieves. This isn't even a heist or a robbery or anything like that. Okay, where you go like, okay, we're gonna rob this bank, bam, 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 blah, blah, blah. No, it's just scary if someone says, hey, I'm gonna steal, and how much that person builds it up over the years with sheer intellect. Someone that's educated, someone that's a crook, and someone that says, hey, I'm gonna steal, and I'm going to steal, and I'm going to do it well, and the person thinks up of all kinds of ways. It's like social media and it's like Google, okay, for example. I'm just saying, it's like social media and it's like a search engine. You see what's happening now, that these companies are pretty much corrupt and they're trying to control or dominate the world, and by influencing the power that they have at their disposal. A lot of people out there can't believe it because these people are just, they don't think ahead. They're just like, okay, I'll go on Facebook, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, social media is fun. But they're completely oblivious to the fact that these companies store all of your data. These companies are literally have found a way to manipulate you to the point where you are willingly sharing all of your information, what you do for a living, where you live, your contact information. I mean, Facebook automatically has those fields, and people that want their profile to be as complete as possible will go through all of these motions. And can you imagine how easy it is for someone that needs to dig up or find information on you? That's my point. I mean, imagine all you'd have to do is go to that person's Facebook page. If you're a hitman, you have a hit out on that person. It's easy. Instead of, imagine if social media didn't exist or these websites didn't exist, like search engines. How easy it would be. I mean, how difficult it would be. Back in the day, you had to, in the 80s, for example, you had to do everything yourself. If there was a hit out on someone, you'd have to find out where that person lives, what that person does for a living. It would be so much work. It would be like PI stuff, a private investigator kind of stuff. But thanks to the way that the internet has manipulated people, or has managed to manipulate millions, billions, even en masse. So stuff like that is easy. If I want to look information up on someone, if I want to look something up on someone, I can do it in less than 5 minutes just by using the internet, cross-referencing, doing whatever you want to do. I can find out everything, where that person lives, contact information, this, that, but it's easy. Something that would take weeks or even a month for a private investigator, I can do all of that in 5 minutes. That's what I'm getting at, okay? And that's what David B is saying. It's scary how much intellectual effort and work and investment has been put into something that's already disgusting. I mean, when you hear the phrase manipulative, does it sound nice? It sounds so verminish. It sounds disgusting. That's the whole thing, okay? And that's what David B is saying. Lazaro LG says, sounds like an interesting topic, even though I'm not completely sure who we're talking about. I take things in a neutral mindset, and I can easily respond in a way that looks emotional, but it's just facts. Yeah, exactly. Victor G says, David, I get it, but to be honest, if she was good like you guys, if she was so good like you guys give her credit for, her life would already be fixed and we never would have heard of her. Nah, that's where you make the mistake, okay? Because David B also said something similar last night. I mean, she is as good as, at the very least, she is as good on paper or in theory as would suggest, as you say that we're saying in our turn. But that doesn't automatically mean that, she's supposed to be rich, successful, and powerful. No, this is just a unique, advanced form of manipulative psychology that she's uncovered. Something that I just haven't seen before, I mean, there's similar things out there. But the fact that it's so detailed, the fact that it's so excessively detailed is what makes it a bit scary from a guy's perspective. It's like seeing a guy getting mauled by a bear and just saying, I hope I don't get mauled by a bear, and I hope no one else gets mauled by a bear, despite the fact that it didn't happen to you. I mean, the guy that falls into this kind of the guy that falls into such a trap is just, wow, the guy has no idea what just came over him. That's all. It's like she's like a fucking mega curse. It's like, holy shit, mega curse. I mean, ugh, it's just mega curse. It's like those people that get haunted by spirits, and these people just get antagonized, spirit flings them around. It's like exorcism. It's like the exorcist stuff, the psychological aspect of the exorcist. And yeah, just because she can do stuff like that, or she has the knowledge on and she instructs others on how to do so, does not mean that she's well off automatically. David B also made a similar mention yesterday. And by the way, Lazaro LG, we're talking about the winner of the occult giveaway, the one that goes by the name the Manipulative Bitch. You will have seen her in streams, in live streams, just to let you know. And yeah, what else was I gonna say? And yeah, I told David B this yesterday too. Okay, she's not well off because her books are dirt cheap, literally dirt cheap. Her books are less than $20 or something. That's nothing. I mean, aside from that, she's not well known or anything like that. So people don't buy her books. I mean, it's not like there are thousands of people out there buying her books. Aside from that, she even has on her website aspects in terms of if you can afford to. So she accommodates vermin, basically, people that can afford to pay for her services. Not that she even holds good services. She has stupid stuff, generic things like celebrity. She has neutral things like celebrity readings. She does readings on celebrities, for example, Katy Perry, and so on. I mean, stupid generic stuff, how should I put this? Kind of like gypsy fortune teller stuff. That can't possibly cost a lot. Maybe nickels and dimes and $10. And that's why she even has a section on her website where she says, can afford to pay me, you can do these things. You can edit my books because I write books en masse. You can do this, you can do that. And yeah, that's so yeah, she even accommodates Furman, something I would never do. You can either afford me or you can't. If you can't, then you snooze, you lose. Okay. As a matter of fact, I had a wannabe customer yesterday, a would-be customer yesterday that was so taken aback by my prices that she was like, holy shit. Nah, I'm sorry. It was someone from Sweden, I think, or something. Denmark, I think, yeah. And that person was just, I'm not going to list any names, of course. I don't want to be an asshole. And she was, I don't want to be rude. And she was like, people actually pay that? And I was like, yes, and more. And she was like, wow. So that's just an example, but I dismiss people like that. Listen, one of the first things that I'm going to ask you, can you afford me? If you can afford me, sayonara, get lost, okay? Come back to me when you can afford me. But she is so desperate for a client base that she's so desperate for a client base that she's even willing to accommodate people that can afford her by having do other chores for her and so on. For the rest, I'm not, Victor G, you seem to be misunderstanding things. We're not saying that she's powerful or that she is skilled. We're saying, listen, from a psychic perspective or a cult perspective, she's practically nothing. She's nothing. Let me just put it that way. That's why I wasn't taken aback by it or anything. I was like, I don't give a shit, But I'm just saying, from a neutral perspective, theoretically speaking, it's hard, it's almost impossible to believe that there's someone out there like that. Someone that has put so much detailed intellectual thought into something that should already be forbidden. No one should be allowed to manipulate someone else, to be honest, okay? There's a difference between using someone and manipulating someone. Manipulating is in a horrendously gross, negative way. And that's my point. It's just hard to believe that there's someone out there that can be so evil and that can be so malevolent in intent. And not only that puts so much thought behind it, so much effort into it. It's literally like the manipulative version of Hitler. It's just, it's kind of like a scary story you tell children, bedtime story. This is honestly, she is horror story material. Okay, if I'm ever surrounded by you guys in a campfire, or if I'm surrounded by other guys, I'll tell her this story. I'll tell them this story at midnight, and believe me, they'll be scared shitless. I think I mean, if you're a weak guy, or if you're a guy that that has his guard down, this woman, assuming that she practices what she preaches and she does it to you, has a realistic possibility of traumatizing you to the point where you hate women just because of her. That's the kind of impact that she is capable of having on you. Code 19 says, do you have her picture? Yes, I do. But yes, I do. And that's also one of the things, okay? With me, she trusted me completely, and hence her sending me a picture, because I also noticed that she has no pictures, for obvious reasons. She has no picture anywhere, but she gave me her real picture. You know, she took a selfie for me and all of that. Like I said, I dealt with the real person. David B knows that I've shown him her, you know, picture-wise, what she looks like. I don't think it's necessary to show you guys. But in any case, I've shown David B screenshots of where I spoke to her, and he was like, he just couldn't believe it. He was like, it's like two different people entirely. I mean, look at how nice and how normal she is, and how casual she is. And she showed her picture and everything. Yeah. Victor G says he's a smart low lifer with bad intentions. David B says, well, since there are threats about her, she's not unknown in such a case. Yeah, but still, she's still unknown. She doesn't even come close to. There aren't threads about her. Keep that in mind, David B. Last night. I looked up those Reddit screenshots that she had on her Twitter profile, and like I told you, they've either been removed or been reported or banned. It's unlikely that she fabricated those herself. I mean, it's just It's just And she is unknown. She's unknown. In the sense of, without trying, I've never even heard from her. If I browse books, for example, over the course of my life, not even once did some kind of book recommendation come up in the sense of, hey, check this out. I've never heard of Scarlett Kennedy. I've never heard of thingy. Scarlett Kennedy is a singer. That's where she gets it from, most likely. It's a woman that sings a thingy, I put a spell on you, blah, blah, blah. But I've never heard of Scarlett Kennedy, to be honest. No. I've never, let alone, you know, her moniker. I've never, even in Burman occult circles, all the years that I spent with occult groups and whatnot, or in occult forums, I've never, ever heard of her. So yeah, she is unknown, David B. Don't just assume that because she was mentioned in a thread once that she's actually well known. No, no. I mean, all kinds of crap is mentioned on Reddit and LiveLeak and so on. Doesn't mean that a person is well known. That's my point. I mean, all kinds of crap is discussed on Reddit. Yeah, all kinds of things are discussed. All kinds of things are spoken about. I mean, the most minusculest of things. A dog, for example, that someone lost that goes by the name Pookie, that you've never heard of. Of course, no one has ever heard of. You can find it on Reddit. So yeah, she is unknown. End of story. I checked out her books on Amazon, right? There aren't even any reviews. She has like 3 reviews, and you can tell that these reviews are fake. These reviews are fabricated reviews that she simply either paid people or she just created a couple of fake profiles, you know, just to get things up and running. Fake reviews, I don't even trust reviews when going on websites anymore, unless these reviews are ridiculously personal. But I mean, a review, generally speaking, on a well-known site like Amazon and so on, that is literally just general. Oh, this person is so good. This is well thought out, etc. Now, that is way too. Such a review is way too generic. And again, I just don't trust reviews anymore. It doesn't matter which website I visit. I don't trust reviews anymore, guys, and I suggest that you guys don't too. I mean, if there are a lot of negative reviews and most people are saying the same thing, then yes. But positive reviews on the average website nowadays is on a mainstream website, a site where you go to buy things. It's highly unlikely that these reviews are legit or genuine. I mean, there's so much fraud and deception in the world nowadays. It's just So yeah, because people rarely, I mean, people generally speaking, when they have something good to say, it doesn't mean anything. They're just being polite. But when does the truth come out? The truth comes out, generally speaking, when it's negative. That's why when for example, on Fiverr, what I used to do, because I know that positive reviews don't mean shit, okay? Everyone just says, I love it, excellent, I love it, I love it. It's either fake or these people don't really have anything to say and they're just being polite or they're just generally happy with the delivery. The first thing that I look for is negative reviews. And then I keep going. If a person doesn't just have negative reviews, but the person has multiple negative reviews, a seller, of which the majority says the same thing, then yeah, most likely it is true. I mean, I've had just excuse the noise in the background. One of my neighbors is hitting something. I have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Yeah. In any case, if you have someone that sells something online or whatever, and there are a bunch of negative reviews, and five or more people say that this person wasn't able to deliver on time, then yeah, I skip it, because I've met sellers like that. For example, on Fiverr, I see, for example, 10 people say the same thing. The seller failed to deliver on time. The seller failed to deliver on time. Or I have at least 5 people that say that they weren't satisfied with the delivery, and they elaborate. I wasn't satisfied with the delivery. The person skimmed over the work. The pictures look nothing like what is displayed in his or her portfolio. And multiple people say that. How likely is it that all of those people are lying? Generally speaking, people don't have a reason to lie. I mean, why go out of your way to make up a negative review about someone? I mean, one person I can say, okay, maybe that person has a grudge against him or something. I don't know. But multiple people, nah, that's immediately a red flag. I'm like, okay, nah, I'm not gonna risk it. That's it. Okay, so yeah. Victor G says, oh great, can you show me the threads on Reddit? No, I can show you the screenshots she has on her Twitter profile. So she basically said something along the lines of, leave me alone, you Neanderthals. And she posted Reddit screenshots from her phone on her Twitter page. Code Anatin says it's more like childish than psychological tactics, literally. Lazarowalji says Moreno going for the critical hit. Code childish behavior is also psychological. Children are just not aware of it. I agree in a general sense. Code Nanantin says Moreno the manipulative slut. Victor G says it's a psychological tactic that kids do for survival reasons. Now I'm even more interested. Moreno, give me your contacts on PM. Contact her on my own volition to see what you guys are saying is true. Also, I'm aware of how dangerous people can be, but I didn't hear anything specific you said about her that was out of the ordinary for manipulative. That's because, again, regardless of how hard we try to describe it to you, Victor G, it's something that is so horrible that you need to see it, or better said, you don't want to see it, but you'll still see it to believe it. It's like I said, it's like Jeepers Creepers. If someone told you that there's a serial killer out there that makes some kind of serial killer version of the Sistine Chapel, you'd have to see it to believe it. I know. That's why I showed David B via PM. When I started showing him, he was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. David B, literally, I think he wanted to tear his eyes out. That's my point. Okay, that's my point. You need to see it to believe it. David B says exactly. It's like when Moreno talks about Suriname. You've heard about Suriname on some level, you know it exists, but when you see how it is in reality, you're like, no way, this is crazy place and such. Yes, that's my point. I know that people don't, generally speaking, they don't want to believe you, because it's like knowing, we all know diseases exist. We all know that cancer exists. None of us want cancer with the chemotherapy, shaving your head bald and everything, and being like, oh. None of us want cancer, okay? But none of us want cancer. None of us want cancer. But having cancer, actually contracting cancer, is something different entirely. None of us want to have cancer, but it's a difference between knowing theoretically that cancer is there, in the sense of, hey, cancer is there, and actually contracting cancer when you're the one literally sitting in the bed with chemotherapy and a bunch of fucking plugs and all kinds of monitor machines up your ass, then you're different. You're singing a different tune entirely. Okay, we all know that AIDS exists, but do we want AIDS? No. But when you actually have AIDS, you come to the realization of how horrible it is. It's like when I tell you guys about Suriname. When I tell you guys about Suriname, you guys are like, okay. Theoretically, you guys understand. Yes, it's worthless, than nothing, beyond measure, blah blah blah, etc. etc. But the things that I've shown you guys actually $378 for 10 MB download and 3 MB upload speed. $40 for 3 MB download, 1 MB upload speed. The average person makes 250 bucks a month. My street, my neighborhood. I show you guys statistics, quality of life rankings, okay? Living standards, everything. I show you guys everything. Then you guys are like, oh no, the horror. Yes. Occult experience says premeditation was the word. Victor G says boring, bring the bitch here. Yeah, listen, Victor G, okay? We've warned you. I have warned you. I am more than willing to give you anything you want. Anything you want. I can easily forward all the stuff I sent, or at the very least, most of the stuff or the relevant stuff that, all the relevant stuff that that I sent to David B. I can send it to you. I can forward it to you. No problem. Okay. Like I said, she was real with me, so I have practically everything about her. I have, in any case, I have a valid phone number. I have an address. I have everything. I have her real name. I have everything. But I don't see the need to share that. Okay. We're talking about the manipulative bitch here, not the woman behind the bitch. Victor D says, I've waited for 1 hour to hear something about the bitch, and I'm still in curiosity about her ability and intentions. Let me see it then. Okay. This isn't like, okay, it's like David B said yesterday. This isn't like jumping off of a cliff or jumping out of skydiving and so on. I mean, this, believe me, this makes that nothing. I'd be willing to jump out of after seeing someone like that, I'm easily willing to, metaphorically speaking, jump out of a plane without a parachute or anything and fall to my death, so to speak. This is just a metaphor. I'm sure that David B also agrees with me. Okay, hold on. Listen, everything that you want to know, here you go, Victor G. I just hope the link is, I knew it, the fucking link is too long. Listen, Victor G. Victor G says you can PM me in FB. Listen, have you looked her up online already? Okay, just do a simple Google search for the manipulative bitch and you'll find everything. Just Google and done. That's where the rabbit hole begins. Victor G says I read all of her dirty shit. Okay. So, hold on. So, what do you want exactly then? Okay. Also saw her videos. Okay. But you went over all her videos in detail and whatnot? If so, then just let me know exactly what you want. I just want to know what you want. What do you want aside from everything that we've shown you? Or not shown you, but everything that you've seen. Hold on, I'm scrolling back right now in all the things. So yeah, let me just know what you want exactly. It was nasty and all, but it wasn't a press, just a total low life. I thought you meant something extra happened. Well, I wanted what was your personal impression that made it so horrible? Okay, yeah, that's fair. Because from what it's online, I wasn't super impressed. I've seen a lot worse. You should visit a place called the dark web. I'm familiar with the dark web, Victor G. Listen, I'm more than familiar with the dark web. I've been on the dark web, and stuff like that doesn't faze me. But that's not what I'm talking about. David B says, what is on the deep web is just edgy. This is just purely diabolical, and you seem to be missing it. I don't know really if we're going to be able to show you. I don't know if we're going to be able to show you. I don't know if we're going to be able to show you it, okay? Because just again, no offense, but you seem to be missing the point. There is no extra thing or edgy thing, really. The only other things that I have is really private information because I actually spoke to her and whatnot. But yeah, you seem to be grasping the concept. You're saying there are people who order murders of children being filmed for personal pleasure. Yes, that's nothing to me. I've covered spirits whose followers used to sacrifice their children by throwing them in fire, in literally an oven. Wah, 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 boom, wah, blah, 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 cackling, body melting, hail, whatever fucking spirit. That's what I'm talking about. That doesn't faze me. I could literally, someone could do that in front of me, and I would be like, why did you do that? That's horrible. It's horrible, but it's horrible in a theoretical way. Nothing fazes me. But I'm talking about this is her. It didn't faze me, but it's like I just encountered a rare species of crocodile that I wasn't aware existed, or that I heard existed, but was like an urban legend and I wasn't sure, you know? For example, hey, have you ever seen an albino crocodile? I see a YouTube video that said that, in which it said that there's an albino crocodile out there and it's just a completely white crocodile. But I've never seen one in my life, you know, and when you actually see one that no one else has ever seen before, or one or two people have seen before, you know, no one else practically has seen it, you're like, holy shit. Because the people that have either seen it have already been devoured by said crocodile. So it's like you haven't seen it until it's too late. It's like seeing an alien. Okay. In reality, no one, not one of us has ever seen an alien. And if the ones that do see an alien don't live to tell about it or to talk about it, so to speak. That's what I mean. But imagine seeing an alien and that alien not being able to hurt you, but you just actually seeing an alien in the sense of I saw an extraterrestrial, holy shit. It's not something that you'll forget ever. That's something along the lines of what we mean. That's it. I'm not talking about fuck that murder and torture and stuff like that. No, I've seen guys torture other people by having their nail bedding pulled with pliers. That looks so painful. I mean, I can only imagine how painful it is. But that even doesn't faze me. When I saw that, I was like, oh, looks like it hurts. But it doesn't faze me, you know, because there's nothing that you could put in front of me in terms of gruesomeness. And you're talking about gruesomeness, brutality. Brutality doesn't faze me, okay? Doesn't even faze me. I mean, I've seen, not physically, but I've seen bodies dumped and dissolved in acid and shit. I mean, it does nothing for me. That's what I'm hinting at. But like I said, Victor G, from the beginning, you're not on the same wavelength as us, okay? At the very least, me and David B. The rest is more neutral. Because, like I said, listen, if I hadn't shown David B, right, then he would most likely also be neutral. He'd have either the same stance that you have on things, the same take that you have on things, or he'd just be neutral like the rest of the people that are watching this stream. But when I actually showed him, you need to see it to believe it. I mean, the diabolicness is just off the charts. That's what I'm talking about, David B. When he first saw it, just tell him, David B. When he saw it, he was just, his jaw dropped, and I was like, I knew it. That's why I said to myself, okay, I need to show them to believe it. I need to show him. Only then will he truly realize and be able to comprehend it. And in the beginning, I was hesitant too, and I told Dave, listen, don't share this with anyone, please. Let this stay between the two of us. And the more I showed him, the more he was like, until, you know, it was completely boom. It's like getting the covers just thrown over your head and you can't see shit. So yeah, ask David B. He's shell-shocked. He's shell-shocked. I'm not shell-shocked, but I just saw the evil version of a unicorn, and I was like, not just, but I saw an evil unicorn, if you will, and I was like, holy shit. Holy shit. I didn't believe that these existed, because I thought to myself, there can't be a creature that fantastical. In that same way, I thought to myself, there can't be a person alive that is that evil, that is that diabolical, that is that manipulative. But holy shit. I mean, when I just went over everything, I mean, slowly but surely, I was just like, oh, holy crap, man. That is sick twisted on a whole new level that I haven't seen before. David B says, yeah, but I'm indifferent to that, but sometimes psychological extremes is even more disturbing because murders, killing are happening nonstop. But seeing a person like that is, as Moreno said, a rare breed. It's all right. It's just, you know, saying how things are. Victor G says, yeah, I guess you have to show me because I really don't see nothing special, and I'm sure there is something I don't know, but you guys can explain it, I guess. Okay, then Moreno, I really have no idea what you're talking about for the bitch. Well, you showed David something that you haven't shown me, so I can't speak anymore. Well, I can't take your words right now. No offense, Moreno and David. I'm being honest. Can you just show me then, Moreno, if you want? If you want, don't do it on stream. Now, listen. How should I explain this? It's not that I don't want to show you, Victor G. Believe me, I want to show you so bad, but you seem to be missing the point. You think that there's something that we're not showing you. It's not that. It's just that, let's just leave it, chalk it up to people are different, generally speaking. And let's just say that you're one of those people that, occult experience says Victor G can't handle the truth. Let's just say, Victor G, that you're one of those people to whom murder exceeds manipulation in terms of being evil, or in terms of diabolicality or diabolicness. That's what I'm talking about. There's nothing that we can show you that you haven't seen already that will change your mind. It's not like we have screenshots of how her last victim tried to kill herself or something like that. Nah. You've seen the same things that we've seen, but we just grasp the concept, whereas you seem to be missing the concept. But that's okay. That doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. I'm just saying that you're one of those people that lays a different emphasis on what you consider to be evil and so on. For you, what you've seen, that level of manipulation is nothing. That level of manipulation is nothing. But to us, it is, yeah. To us, it's just, To us, it's just now. David B., care to fill in here? Try to also explain it from your perspective, since you and me, we've seen the same thing. So yeah, I mean, for you, torturing children and, for example, cannibalizing children is something a lot more horrible than her. But to us, nah. I mean, what has been seen can't be unseen, okay? Believe me, huh? It's just, holy shit, man. It's just, like I said, the problem is that you don't grasp the concept. I mean, I can't explain it in any different way. David B., please, care to say something? Care to give your own explanation on it? Because I I'm running out of ways to explain it to you, Victor. Again, with children that are being cannibalized, God, that sound is annoying. With children being cannibalized, it's horrible, but it's a horror that I can cope with because it's something that is just honestly something that has the potential to be common. Cannibalization is murder combined with self-sustenance, eating people, just basically two taboos. But this is different. This is something that is truly rare in the world. This is something that literally only a handful of people will see in their life or in their lives. And the majority of them that see and experience it, they'll be the victims, and it will be too late for them. And they won't be able to share it with anyone else, not to the extent where we share it with you. But we're literally like guys that survive being attacked by a Yeti or a Bigfoot. Let's just put it like that. Okay, that's David B and me. We're like guys that were lost in the wilderness, and I came into contact with the fucking Bigfoot, and I managed to live and tell the tale, about it. And I told David B, and he also experienced it, but he lived to tell about it. And yeah, that's it. That's what we're getting at. That's what we're getting at. We saw something that no other person practically has ever seen, and lived to tell the tale about it. Okay, because the one or two people besides us that have actually seen it are dead, so to speak, metaphorically speaking, and we're the only ones that are alive. That's what I'm talking about. You guys continue talking. I'm gonna check out to see what the fuck my neighbors are doing because he's starting to annoy me with that sound. Refugees, Codenan and Princess kids playing outside now. I think my neighbor, that's why you heard that drilling noise. My neighbor is doing something. He is, see, you still hear the knocking. They're installing something or something is being done. I'm seeing a moving van or something, a van in any case, in front of his house. So, yeah. Oh, okay. Let me catch up on the comments. Occult experiences, I really want to see what they're talking about. Well, what did you show, David, that was so bad? I guess the truth hides there. What have you seen, damn it, with caps lock on? It's more horrible because children can defend themselves while grown dumb men have the ability to do so. They're just dumb and allow themselves to be manipulated. David B says there's no hiding that. We've seen what you did pretty much, but you know the way it felt. I feel more disturbed seeing someone manipulating people and destroying their lives and actually putting so much effort into already something that's so disturbing. It's like putting so much effort that you start writing books about it to teach people to be like you. It can spread like an illness. Exactly. To me, it's more disturbing than people getting killed because the thought of completely falling for such a person and seeing the result is offensive because you feel the empathy. Victor G says, well, that is indeed horrible. But when it comes to manipulations, I always will blame the victim as well as for being allowed to be manipulated. Victor G says, obviously not more than the horrible person who does it, but the fact that he is allowed to be manipulated by something else's weakness in his own damn psychology. So not good enough for me. That's the thing. The whole predator hunting its victim, exposing their weakness and feeding off of it by getting money, love, and all that stuff she wants, and you believe in everything. Well, it's just fake. Yes, listen, that's what we're getting at, Victor G. That's what we're talking about, okay? Listen, when someone murders another person, it's a matter of overpowering it. In terms of what you're saying, okay, you can also, in terms of what you're saying, you can also say, listen, it's weak. Those children are too weak to defend themselves. They should have found a way to deal to defend themselves and so on. Listen, I can also say, hey, any murder victim is weak, but that is incorrect because it's not a black and white issue. Yes, if I attack a woman, she's weaker than me, generally speaking. If a bigger guy attacks me, you could say that, hey, the guy is physically stronger than me, he overpowered me, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And those things are horrible. For example, murder and cannibalism and stuff like that. Those things are horrible, but they all fall within the scope of reality. They're nothing short of common in the sense of the things that they're made up of. Murder is literally just killing someone via whatever means necessary, taking someone's life. Something that is realistic, that's something that can happen at any given moment. Cannibalism is also rare, but it can still happen at any given moment. There's nothing unique that comes into play. Okay, you take a person's body parts, you do whatever you want with it, and you start chomping on it. It's normal. It's normal in the sense of it's common. That's what I mean. It's not something that is unlikely to happen or blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no. It's a physical action, and physical actions are common. But this is something mental. This is something emotional, and this is something astral. I mean, and you can't just say that, hey, you blame their victims. Of course, their victims shouldn't allow themselves to be manipulated and such. But listen, this is where it comes into play. You could easily say that, hey, they're victims because of, if there was such a thing as free will, but there is no such thing as free will. You can't control your emotions. When something happens, it just happens. That's my point. Otherwise, none of us would choose to. I think if we lived in a world in which there were free will, none of us would choose to ever fall in love with a woman. None of us would choose to have any negative emotions, no despair or anything like that. You don't want these emotions, but guess what? When you find yourself being close to rock bottom, for example, your house burned down, your wife left you, you lost your job, you have no way to fend for yourself, and no one is willing to help you in such a situation, or you can't help yourself. And you realistically see yourself sliding down into becoming a beggar or one of those guys that just talks to himself alongside the street while smelling because you can't take a shower. The feeling of ending up in such a way brings up desperation. It's not a feeling that you can control. Otherwise, you'd be able to say, okay, you'd be able to program yourself. Listen, the only thing I need to do is get back on my feet. I just need to do this, I need to do that. If we lived in such a world, then there would be no such thing as hurt feelings. You know, if someone told you something, you would choose to not get offended. You would choose. But similar to existence, we have no choice in the matter. We're all subject to these rules. And that's the point in all of this, okay? No one chooses to be emotional. No one chooses to be a victim, but it's something that falls outside your control. And what she's hinting at, she is practicing and preaching it in such a way that I've seen no one else do. And it is disgustingly offensive and dangerous on every level, imaginable level. And like David B is saying, it's more disturbing than a person getting killed, because someone getting killed involves physical action, and physical actions are common. This is a physical action. This is a physical action. This is a physical action. But what she did, that is a whole new range of fucked up, okay? What she did is literally just pure manipulation at its finest. She redefines manipulation or being manipulative. She, without even laying a finger on you, is capable or has the propensity for being capable to get you to the point where you make incredible decisions, okay? And it was all nothing but a ruse. You know, it was just a facade that she put on. It's just, It's just, it's out of this world, to put it that way. David B says, let me see. Hold on. Oh, crap. Code 19 says it's vermin, eat vermin, cannibalism. David B says, thinking about meeting someone like that. Wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to start right after fake. David Bezos, and then you can see how the person is in reality. Imagine talking to such a person that is manipulative in such an extent that you're not sure and you won't be sure about if she's real or fake. Thinking about meeting someone like that is dangerous. And you don't need to be weak or something if you let your guard down and allow her to know to know you. She will deceive you. But Vic, we have different levels of what's disturbing and whatnot. So I don't think it's necessary to go so deep into that. Yeah, exactly. Just like I said, people are different. So Victor G, I just think to you, Victor, I uh, I just think that we just have different understandings. Okay, you just have a different take or a different viewpoint on levels of disturbing and horror. Maybe you lay more emphasis on the physical aspect of horror, such as murder, rape, torture, and so on. But I mean, the astral equivalent of what she's doing, or just what she's doing, is it's just not something that I've seen. It's not. I'm not. I'm not fazed by it or flabbergasted by it, but I I'm surprised by it because I have never, that I can remember, come across someone in my entire life, online, offline, in person, it doesn't matter. I have never come across someone like this, period, that is that does what she does to such a refined extent. Just never. So it's the first time for me, and that's what surprises me. It doesn't faze me. It doesn't. I'm not fazed. I'm not in shock or horror. I'm not horror by it. It's not a horrible sight seeing it, but it's just surprising because I've never. I mean, you just theoretically state to yourself that yeah, of course there are fucked up people in the world out there, but you've never seen this level of fucked up. That's what it's all about. It's like coming across the mental or the spiritual version of some kind of disease that you've never encountered. It's like the Black Plague. Imagine living back in medieval times and when you first were introduced to the Black Plague or the Black Death and seeing so many people die from it. The first thing that you think to yourself is, of course, you're aware of the fact that diseases exist and that there is theoretically a chance that a huge disease comes along. But the first thing you'll say is that you never would have thought that such a horrific disease is possible, such as the Black Death. It's something you need to see to believe, and it's something that is rare. So yeah, imagine that. That's also why a lot of people back then, medieval people, aside from the fact that they were superstitious and primitive, they said that God was punishing them. I mean, just imagine yourself back in those days. I mean, there are no such thing as medical marvels, no hospitals, no nothing. Okay? You get the basic treatment and questionable treatment for diseases and so on. You know the diseases exist, horrible diseases even exist, people die, blah, blah, blah. But seeing the Black Death literally wipe out 3/4 of the country you live in, and its effect is just, and its severity is just horrible on a different level. Because you're thinking to yourself, I've never seen anything like this before, no disease before. So it just surprises you. You're not shocked, but it surprises you. It's the same thing here. Okay, I'm not shocked. I'm not flabbergasted. I'm not fazed. I'm just surprised that someone like that exists, that literally has redefined, from what I can tell, at least theoretically, has redefined manipulation. I mean, I've never seen people be so manipulative, let alone someone like her. So someone like her is just like, when I saw it, I was like, holy shit. I mean, me and David B, when I showed him all of the stuff, I was like, I'm going to show you more. Hold on. And I was completely calm. And I just waited until I sent him everything. And I looked at everything that I sent him. And I was like, this is a whole new level of fucked up. This is a whole new level of fucked up. I mean, even by my standards, okay? By occult standards, even, this is just, wow. First time I'm seeing someone. This is my first time seeing someone like that. Victor D says, well, it's not unique, but it's horrible. The fact that we think something as horrible as that is common is horrible. The thing is that you don't hear often about people like the bitch. That's why you don't think it's common, astral, or reality. All of those things are equally horrible. We just hear a lot more about reality from news and stuff because we live in a physical world. Physical or astral, doesn't matter. Morino, paranormal phenomena. What the fuck? Oh, crap. Shit. It doesn't matter, Morino, paranormal phenomena are happening all the time. You should know what better than others. I'm not sure why you're so surprised by her. It's not paranormal in nature. Yeah, listen, you are literally not understanding the concept. You're telling me it's not. It's like you're not aware how the world works or how the paranormal world works. I, more than anyone, more than all of you combined. Okay, no offense, but more than all of you combined, am familiar with how the world works. That's what I do. I study the world. I study the world. I observe and everything. But see, you're literally not grasping. You're not understanding what it is that we're saying. Okay. I've never seen someone being tortured and cannibalized and so on. I've never seen a child hacked to pieces in front of me or even on a video. Not that I can think of, but or an obscure video at best. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to get surprised when I see something like that. I'm going to be surprised, but at a superficial level, in the sense of, holy shit, this is horrible. Call 911, call anyone. Child has been raped, murdered, and so on. I saw body parts. You know, the whole sight might make me puke. But I'm aware of the potential for something like that being present. Like I told you, it's a physical action. But this is literally, listen, in the real world, there are things that are so hidden that it doesn't even, that the thought doesn't even come to people. Listen, why do you think that there has never been a movie, for example, or anything like this, or a book mentioning of something like this happening? It hasn't. Okay, it hasn't because, listen, people, they've practically made movies about everything out there: cannibalism, rape, murder, haunting, every horrible thing you can imagine. Okay, because the human mind is capable of comprehending it. The human mind is capable of comprehending it in the sense of bringing it up. Okay, people are creative, inventive, and everything. But in the real world, there are things hidden that are simply out of this world. Things that are simply so unique or so rare that no one, the concept of it coming to someone's mind doesn't occur. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's also what me and David P are saying right now. This is just a surprise for me. David B is shocked. This is surprise because this is just surprising to me, not because I think this is because I'm taken aback by its severity or anything. Nah. This is surprising to me because it's the first time, okay, ever, so in real life as well as in fiction, that I have seen someone like this that has taken something that is already a taboo and turned it into almost an art form, to Van Gogh levels, of Rembrandt levels. This person took something, person took something like something that's already that's immoral, and this person took something that's immoral and literally just it took something that's immoral, and not only did that person just, you know, make do with it and so on, because yeah, manipulation is common, blah blah blah, blah, blah. Yeah, people try to manipulate each other on a day-to-day basis, but she just took it to whole new levels. Okay, it's like we all know that art exists, but why do you think Van Gogh and Rembrandt are legendary? Basically, these are well-known painters because they created paintings that the world wasn't capable of comprehending. It's the same thing, okay? It's the same thing as electricity being invented. That's why these guys have cemented their place in the history of mankind. The bitch is literally the bitch. I think within bitch circles or within circles of people, within these circle of people that like manipulation, she must be a fucking legend. Okay. I mean, she is literally, I think she has to be, or she deserves, at least deserves to be a fucking legend. She deserves to be a fucking legend based on everything. I mean, this year you have someone that took something that's already immoral And that person refined it to such a devastating degree that it's just, this person just went above and beyond. Okay, this is not the reason that this is, like I said, this, I'm surprised by this because this is really rare. Because there is almost no one in the world out there that, there's no one in the world out there that, that there's almost no one in the world out there that can push the human mind so far as to commit such a gruesome act. She just literally, let's just say that she explored, she ventured into new areas of exploration. Okay, that's the point. That's how I'm putting it. Most people will simply not have the backbone and the mental capacity to be extremely manipulative, let alone what she does. Okay, she literally just broke the sound barrier. She just broke the literal sound barrier when it comes to manipulation, and she's just so yeah, that's what I mean. Code 19 says, Vic, is he your girlfriend? Is she your girlfriend? David B says, LOL. LOL, Code 19. Code 19 is laughing. Victor G says, have a one night stand her and then bring her back to the forest. That's a good one. Not gonna happen. Occult experience says Victor G was manipulated with knives in your back. LOL. Code 19 says 19. Victor G says, oh, I'm so manipulated. I feel a spider web taking off my socks. LMAO. David B says, to be honest, manipulative women are so good at that, almost like a pure mastermind to me, in my opinion, are more disturbing, scary, and anything than seeing a murder or anything related to that. Yeah, listen, as men, most of us are guys here. As men, we know that women are manipulative. I know it because you encounter it in daily life. I mean, gold diggers are manipulative. Okay, gold diggerishness or being a gold digger is a form of manipulation. A woman literally just tries to pry as much money from you as possible. You appeal to her for the, at the very least, for the most part, and generally speaking, only for the sake of money, for the sake of financial gain. And in order to get as much money or obtain as much money from you as possible, she'll pretty much say or do whatever she needs to, and exploit every chance she gets, whether it's justifiable or not. That's what we're saying. That's also a form of manipulation. But on a scale of 1 to 10, that's like what, a 3 or a 4? That's nothing. But she, I mean, the bitch broke the fucking scale. She broke the Richter scale. I mean, she's at 50. On a scale of 1 to 10, she's at 50. She really just broke the fucking scale. Just ask David B. And I'm not going over the top. Victor Jesus also. Oh, sorry. Also, I get a weird feeling in my left ass cheek vibrating on the chair, probably a result of questioning the bitch powers. Those are little psychopaths. Moreno just showed me what you showed, David. I'll be honest about what I see. I don't see why an astral or mental action should be more horrible than a reality action. See, that's where you're wrong. See what I'm talking about? So if someone were to tell you, I'm going to chop off your fingers or I'm going to throw you into hell. For example, God appears in front of you and God says, can I chop off you can choose, either throw you into hell for all eternity or I'm going to chop off your arms for all eternity. It's not the same thing. That's why hell exists. Why do you think people are so afraid of hell? Eternal torment is not physical. It is astral. It is spiritual. It is soulful. And that is infinitely times worse than any physical action. I mean, if someone were to tell me, listen, you can choose. The bitch manipulates you. She lulls you into falling in love with her, blah, blah, blah. Some cockamamie story. She lulls you into a sense of security. She lulls you into being her friend, good friends with her, whatever, okay? And then she takes you for all your worth and everything. She manipulates you like no other. You can choose either that happening to you, or you can choose getting hit by a car with just having a couple of broken bones and going to the hospital, etc. You can just getting hit by a car and having your knees broken, but you'll recover. Which one do you think I'm going to choose? Every logical man would choose getting hit by the car. I'd much rather choose to get hit by the car than have something like that happen to you, because something like that has the potential. Listen, um, getting hit by a car, you can heal from that. Okay, it's that simple. Physical pain, you can cope with it. It's not eternal, but it's not long term even. But something like that, I mean, getting manipulated by someone like that, and you not being aware of it and being a victim, literally has the potential on her scale, the whole new Richter scale, 50, not 10, not 11, 12, 50, has literally the potential to drive a guy insane. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if one of her victims either ended up in a mental institution or has to see a psychiatrist for the rest of his life. It's something that literally fucks you up mentally. It's like saying that, listen, a spirit can't hurt me, so yeah, a spirit is spiritual, so it can't hurt me any more than a physical thing can. You know, someone punching me and a spirit just torturing me and making my life hell is not the same thing. You know, I mean, the physical is way worse. No, it's not. Why do you think people are so afraid of spirits to the point where spirits are a taboo within majority of global society? People are terrified. They're terrified for a reason, because the astral pain is infinitely more painful than physical pain, any physical pain. I mean, the world would be so much simpler if the astral didn't exist. But then again, the astral reason is the reason that the physical world exists. The physical world can't exist without the astral. It's only more horrible because you're not aware of it. If you were aware, you would never be allowed to be manipulated by a simple bitch. No, it doesn't work like that. If you were aware of it, okay, even then you're not scotch-free, because you can't control that. She basically, the same way she can't control her emotions, we can't control our character traits. She'll try to control an aspect of you that you can't control. We can't control ourselves. None of us chooses this life. None of us chooses anything. You don't choose to look the way you do. You don't choose to have a list of character traits. You don't choose to be good at this and bad at that. But still, your life is dependent on these factors, okay? As in the well-being of your life overall, your well-being overall. You can't make a living doing something that you're bad at, generally speaking, because you're not good at it. So no one will hire you and you won't make any money from that. That's what I mean. But you can't control it. It's not like you can say, listen, I'm not going to allow myself to be bad at this. You know, I'm bad at something by default, so I'm not going to allow myself to be bad at it. You seem to be missing that point. There is no such thing as free will, remember? So you seem to be missing that point. You don't have the luxury of choice. Nah. You have choice in a mundane way, in the sense of, hey, I can choose whether I want to go left or right. I can choose whether I want to eat or stay hungry. But you do not have a choice in terms of being who you are and looking the way you do and everything like that. Nah, all of that is handed down to you and you have to make do with it. You can alter it or modify it up to a certain extent, but that's it, okay? I mean, if I say hi to if I tell a woman I love her, okay, it's gonna do something with her depending on her character traits, specifically when it comes to romance. If I tell her, listen, I love you, I legitimately love you, it's gonna do something with her. She can try to deny it, but she doesn't have the choice to just dismiss it, you know. Okay, I just choose to dismiss this, you know. He told me I love her, I choose to dismiss it. I don't feel anything. I choose to dismiss the emotion. She can't. Okay? She will have an emotional reaction. Okay, whether she wants to or not. That's what I mean. So it's not a matter of simply allowing yourself to be manipulated. It doesn't work that way. That's why it's called manipulation. Victor Jesus would be like, Matthew, your occult experiences more than David in your spare time, or I advise you to read The Most Gullible Man in Cambridge. It's a true story about a Harvard law professor got involved with a manipulative woman that ends up ruining his life. Victor Jesus Moreno gets serious, sir. David B says it's like a murderer who would write a book about how to kill people, in your case, Victor, or a tutorial on how to torture or anything that you find disturbing. Yeah. What do you mean get serious? It's like a guidebook on how to fucking cook children. Now do you understand? David B. Victor says, David B. It has happened in a way I know. When an Italian guy wrote a book about how he killed a woman, for example, you should check the Spanish Inquisition, but to write an actual how to do it, I know, Victor, with details. We're talking about, listen, how should I put this? Another example I can give is raping children. Imagine a pedophile, okay? Imagine a pedophile writing books. Imagine that. A pedophile writing books and a how-to guide on how to seduce children. Even that doesn't faze me. Even that doesn't surprise me because of course it's disgusting, but it doesn't surprise me because it involves a series of physical actions, which mean nothing because physical actions are common. But the actual intent, the astral, which is the intent itself behind, writing a book and on how to molest children, it's just disgusting as a whole. Imagine that. Writing a book on a pedophile comes out with a book on the dark web, for example, and he goes into explicit details on where to find children, what to tell them, with a series of tactics, a dozen tactics, 12 tactics, for example. You can try to be a friend, you can try to be someone that's lost, down into the minusculest of details, all the way up to the rape part, okay? What you can try to do, you can try to stick one finger up that child's anus. It's just fucking horrible. The very thought alone, okay? Imagine you being a loving parent, someone that simply loves children and that would never ever harm any child, and you stumbling upon something like that or someone like that. I mean, imagine something like that has the effect to traumatize you, honestly. Okay, someone like that, a parent literally reading a book on a pedophile, or finding out about a pedophile, and that pedophile wrote a book and going through the book and seeing all of these details. It's just Victor Jesus, guys, I feel like I'm in kindergarten. At least tell me one fact. I hear of all what you're saying, but what the fuck has happened? If it says, but we both have different understandings, so really I wouldn't go anywhere. Even if you saw it, your reaction is meh, so it won't change anything. But that's not fair, David. You're not giving me a chance about what you know. To react to what you know, holy shit, oh crap. These fucking thingies comments load so slowly. David B says, I saw her videos, read about her stuff, and it made me feel disturbed. So you simply have different understandings, which won't go anywhere. That's what he means. Why not? It's the same thing. Imagine living for all eternity with chopped off fingers or limbs in this world, or whatever happens in hell. Why would hell be worse? You can't justify it. Also, David, if I say the same thing to you, yes, Moreno and David, I don't get it. We would never reach an agreement. So either show me what she told you and then I react, or your thoughts are not legit, unless you have a personal reason for not showing me. Moreno, I can destroy your arguments, to be honest. I have to be an equal opportunity. I have to have an equal opportunity in a conversation. I wouldn't proceed in chat since my comments are all read out of context. Astral actions are common. You're just not aware of them. No, I didn't say that astral actions weren't common. Astral actions are common, but they're much more severe. Astral actions make up this world. That's why occult-wise, you have mental, astral, physical. The physical world comes into existence via the mental world. It's not the mental first, then the astral, and then the physical. But the astral is much more severe. Okay? Eternal damnation is much more frightening than any physical action that someone can commit towards you. And if you disagree with that, then you just disagree. But that's illogical. It doesn't make any sense. Period. Victor Jesus, if you're a real occultist, you'd never be surprised by a person like that, not questioning your powers, but you obviously never met serious people besides the vermin there. Code 19 says, have you thought of listing your services on Gumroad too? Have you thought of listing your services on Gumroad too? No, I haven't, Code 19. Listen, Victor G, listen, okay? Because David B says you can just look at Moreno's youth by being terrorized by the astral leeches and other spirits. That's the astral thing, how severe it was. Yeah. Okay, David says that he gets it. Listen, Victor G, no, hold on. Stop, period. Everyone just stop. Everyone just stop. Because this is going in a direction where I don't want it to go. And I don't want to lose a good acquaintance over it, you being the good acquaintance, Victor G. Okay, because I already can already tell that this is going to turn into a heated argument and this is going to turn into a verbal fight over something that insignificant. Okay, so no, let's just agree to disagree. Okay, it's like David said, and like I've been saying all of this time, we simply have different comprehensions because. But now, because now you're trying to insult me, that you're telling me if I'm a real occultist, I'd never be surprised by a person like that. Seriously? I mean, if you were anyone else. Hold on. Hello. Stop. Oh, alam po alam. I'll go do it. Mo melody so direct. Yeah. Because if Victor G, if it were any other person, I would have banned you and blocked you and everything before you could even say before the comment would even be able to load. But I'll leave it there because I know that you don't mean it in that way, nor do I have anything to prove to anyone. So yeah, we'll just agree to disagree, and we'll just agree to disagree. We'll just agree to disagree in this whole topic and relating to this topic. Other than that, no issues, okay? Because now, listen, I could also retaliate by trying to insult you and telling you that you're nothing. You know, as an occultist, you haven't done a single thing. No, I'm not going to do something like that. And I am not. And I'm also telling anyone to even think about doing something like that. And I'm going to, something that I immediately wanted to say, occult experience is literally placing something here. That already came to mind. Occult experience says the manipulative bitch is dividing us, just like the advice in her book. Yes, exactly. Okay, that's my point. She literally, see, without even trying, just talking about her, seeds division amongst us, which is not supposed to be the case. We're all men here. Not only are we all men here, we're all occultists here. And she's trying to divide us, okay? Even talking about her, because I noticed that and I was like, holy shit, this is not going well. Simply talking about her already sows discord amongst the stream. There hasn't, in no other stream, okay, in no other stream would something like this just come to in no other stream would something like this happen. Okay, nothing has ever happened in any other stream. Code 19 says she must have been watching the stream right now. No, she hasn't. Victor Jesus Moreno, just so you know, I'm not at all divided. I never ban anyone for having different opinions. It's just that your arguments fail to show me how bad she was and just how unresolved issues were shown, which is what's happening in debates. Now, listen, this isn't a debate, okay? Look at what you said. You told me if you're a real occultist, you'd never be surprised by a person like that. So that's an insult towards me. So basically, I'm not a real occultist because I have a different viewpoint on a certain matter. This isn't a debate. You're trying to bash me for having a different viewpoint on something, which is not supposed to be the case. And you're under not the impression, you're under the delusion that we're withholding something from you when we've repeatedly stated that that's not the case. That you've seen the same thing that we're seeing, but you're just interpreting it differently than we are. And we've told you that's fine, okay? We've told you that numerous times. Me as well as David B, we've told you, listen, it doesn't matter, okay? You, based on what you're saying, you simply have a where you just have a different take on this. That's what we said numerous times since the beginning. Since you made your point known, I was like, okay, you see things a different way. Okay, you simply see things in a different context. Okay, you have a different viewpoint on this. So doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same metaphorical effect it has on us as it does on you. It doesn't have the same effect on you as it has on us. David B says, well, but forget the insult. Justify your position by my words. I'm not insulted by anything you said. Yeah, but because I didn't insult you. Okay? Do I need to literally type in, for example, Victor G, listen, based on what you're saying, you're simply someone that's too stupid to be able to comprehend the concept of what we're explaining here. You know, I don't know what else to say. You're just an imbecile. How would you like it? That's me straight up insulting you. David B says, yeah, and I've told you digging into that has no meaning. Yeah, like I said, we're not withholding anything from you. There is literally nothing really substantially that we can show you that that will change your mind, because you've already seen it. You've seen the videos, you've seen her website, I'm assuming you've seen a couple of articles. It just has a different effect on you. Well, not effect, metaphorically speaking, effect. You just have a different viewpoint on it. Victor G says, well, but I still didn't get why were you so surprised? Not just me. The others, David B is completely fucking shocked. He admits that. Okay, I was just surprised. I mean, not that it matters. It's normal for a man. It's a normal reaction to when you encounter a woman that's capable of something like this. It's normal to even be afraid. I'm not. I'm just surprised because of, like I've said repeated times, but you, Victor G, seem to be unable to understand what it is that I'm saying. I'm just surprised because it's not something that I've ever realistically, or even it's not even something that I've ever seen in fiction, mentioned in fiction, let alone in reality. So when I saw it, I was like, this is fucked up and disturbing on a whole different level. On a whole different level. Oh. David B says, just that you see it differently, we see it differently. End of story. Just because someone is an occultist doesn't mean that person can be shocked. Yes, exactly. Okay. As an occultist, I'm still a human being. I also explained that. That means that if you cut me, I'll still bleed. Just because I'm an occultist doesn't mean that I don't have blood flowing through my veins. I'm just saying that as an occultist, nothing fades me. There's nothing that I describe as horrible. Even being manipulated like something like that, I wouldn't describe it as horrible. Okay? Because you've pretty much seen everything. It's horrible in theory, but no. I just immediately cope with it and deal with it as best as possible. And yeah, that's that. But from a neutral perspective, okay, I am capable of placing myself in the shoes of the average person. So that's why I'm saying as a neutral bystander. As a neutral bystander, I am just shocked. I'm not shocked. I mean, I'm just surprised. You know, it's like, holy shit, there's something you don't see every day. It's just like, holy crap, this is disturbing on so many levels. Victor G says, okay, but if I have a different viewpoint on it, aren't I as bad as her or close to her in your eyes? Then no! See, you're completely misunderstanding things. Just because you have a different take on it doesn't mean that you're evil just like her. It's like saying that, hey, Moreno, you're a monster because the concept of murdering someone doesn't shock you, or it doesn't do anything with you. You're dead inside, you have a cold heart, blah, 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 blah. No, not at all. Okay, it just makes me different in terms of how I interpret it. You find it horrible, for example, murder. The thought of murdering someone is simply, for the average person out there, the decent person in society, is horrible. But I've already told people, listen, it's just because I'm so cold, I could easily kill someone. I don't kill someone because I have morals and standards, high morals and standards, and it's just immoral to kill someone. It's immoral to kill someone, period. But the concept of doing so doesn't faze me. David, and he claimed he wasn't fazed 1 hour ago, and look where we are now. I'm not fazed. Like I said, I'm just surprised. How many examples do I need to bring up? How many examples do I need to bring up? Seriously. How many times do I need to tell you that, listen, it's like seeing a unicorn. It'll surprise you, period. Victor G says, so the not being phased comment was bullshit from the start. I wanted to be more polite about it. Even when the bitch was in the stream, I saw it then, how biased Mourinho was. But I just treated it as funny. Code 919 says, Vic, I thought from your perspective, and it makes sense, but most people don't think like that. David B says, no one said that you're bad or anything like that. Well, but I'm kind of defending her in your eyes, although for me, she's a lowlife. Yes. David B says, no, you're not defending her. All you did is to say that her doings are not as bad as murder, which we disagree upon, and it's all right. Hold on, you guys. Okay, you guys, the rest of you, you can see in the chat section what I did. I've been patient. But I've had enough, okay? Victor G is gone. No, I'm not kidding. I removed Vic, and I've also removed him from Facebook. I blocked him on Facebook. This is enough, okay? Because right now, he's just trying to attack me personally. You've heard the things that he's saying, that I was biased since the beginning, but he was being polite about it. Despite the fact that I said otherwise, I'm biased towards her in what way? I'm biased towards her in the sense of what? That I liked her or anything like that? No. She was just different. She immediately stood out, and the others agreed with me. David B, yeah, you can see for yourself. I'm assuming that you automatically side with me on this too. Okay, I'm not saying necessarily on the blocking part or removing him, but on the part relating to the argument as a whole, regardless of how much it's like, I don't know, some people it doesn't matter how much sense you try to, implement in them. It's like hitting your head against a brick wall. It's like they're simply incapable of understanding what it is that you're referring to. I'm capable of understanding his point of view. We're capable of doing it. That's what we said in the beginning, right from the start. But it's gotten to a point where he literally didn't even make sense anymore in the sense of defending her. Just because you're not siding with me doesn't mean that you're defending her. And yeah, Code 19 says that manipulative bitch is really manipulative. This whole stream is dedicated to a vermin parasite. It's like they're just in their heads, not thinking rationally. So yeah, it's a shame to lose a good acquaintance like Victor G. But yeah, now the truth comes out, and you can see for yourself. I mean, you're welcome to offer constructive criticism, but that wasn't it. It just turned into some kind of bias from his part out, and it just kept snowballing from there to the point where it literally wanted to turn into some kind of verbal jousting match in which he tried to insult me, and in which he tries to come off as high and mighty and so on. It's just and I'm not going to stand for it. I've been more than lenient. Usually you guys know me, okay? Boom, you're gone. The second you display that kind of illogical and that kind of disrespect, obviously on my platform, you're gone before you can even say bah. The only reason I left it is because I know him, okay? Is because he was a regular during live streams, and I've gotten to know him the same way I've gotten to know most of you. But nah, that went too far. That just went too far, and I was like, no, it's been enough. Okay, he needs to go, and end of story. And yeah, and that's it. In any case, yeah, you guys can see. Okay, any guy that the average guy that comes across something like this knows exactly what we're referring to. It's hard to believe in any case that someone like the manipulative bitch can be such, that someone like that can exist even, someone that manipulative can exist. It's just seeing evil redefined, completely redefined, a whole new face or a whole new concept of evil. So in any case, that's been concluded. David B says, I mean, just that Vic wanted to know more. Mourinho elaborated. Quote 19, it says it's like they're just saying, yeah, I already read it. A cult experience says, so are you going to pick a runner-up winner? She's polarizing. Yes, like I said, okay, in a way, in the beginning of this stream, I'm going to pick a runner-up winner, and we're going to take things from there. And yeah, as you can see for yourself, you guys, look at that. Even talking about her inadvertently sows discord, because this has never happened. Keep that in mind, you guys. Not once during any of the live streams has something like this happened. But even talking about her, that's why I was so hesitant. I was literally I was hesitant since the beginning along the lines of, should I do this? The entire stream, this stream was only supposed to last 5 minutes. I just wanted to say, okay, due to circumstances, personal circumstances with the winner, she's out and someone else is going to be in. I'm going to pick someone else. End of story. And I'm going to pick someone else. End of story. But this is just, this is just, no. I mean, imagine, okay? I mean, David B, you see what's happening, my man. They even talking about her sows discord, let alone if you're in her sights, if she's got you in her crosshairs. It's just, Jesus Christ, man. Code 19 says, whoever manipulates manipulative bitch to come to Suriname wins the contest. David B says, LOL. So yeah, that's it. Does anyone have any other questions? So bottom line is that I'll be choosing someone else for the occult giveaway. And it will be someone, of course, that has commented or that cared enough to comment in the giveaway video. So we'll see. And as usual, it's not going to happen now. So we'll just take it from there. So yeah, anyone have any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? Nothing? Nada? David B says that was one of a hell ride. That was one hell of a ride, he means. I agree. I agree. Quote 19 says, I suggest you list your services on Gumroad too. There are people searching for this kind of stuff. Thanks, Code 19. It's also good to see you back on the live stream, or back on live stream since you. Okay, it's back. It's good to see you back on live streams. In any case, I'm assuming that you were able to sort out daily dealings in your life. I don't know. I don't know. What's your name? I'm sorry. I'm not sure, Code 19. We'll see. I'll think about the Gumroad thing. I don't know if I might have already explored it long ago. Let me see. Open. No, I've never explored that before. Okay, we'll see. I'll at least try to keep it in mind. Thanks in any case for your. Thanks in any case for the suggestion. David B says with a new profile picture, LOL. Why a new profile picture? David B. Before Code had a wolf. Oh, that's what you mean, yeah. Oh, so yeah. Anyone have any other questions? Code 19 says you have a good memory. Yeah, I know. He's talking about B. Yeah, I know. I noticed it a long time ago. Okay, something like that doesn't escape to me. Something like that doesn't escape me. Of course, you used to have a wolf as a profile picture, and now, it's a sword, I think, or something like that. Yeah. David B says Alzheimer's will have a bad time or a difficult time. Yeah. No, it looks like a Fiverr spin-off. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, Let me check to see. So yeah, guys, anything else to say? Does anyone have anything else to add? Anything at all? It's more like courses. Nananthin says, I've seen most of the YouTubers here list their content on Gumroad, so I suggested it. Yeah, exactly. More like courses, 218 Bubble Baron, Slinkini, 15 image loot, set LOL, haha, Fiverr vibes. Yeah. That's, yeah, that can be funny. Yeah. Eh, Hold on, you guys. I'm simply checking up on something. Moreno, take a look at the channel Mind and Magic. I took his magical surfaces as an example on Gumroad. Occult Experience says, what are you doing today? What am I doing today? I nothing really out of the ordinary, but thanks for asking. I think I need to pick up something up later. I need to run an errand. That's what someone else just called me in relation. That's what it was in relation to. That person calling me. So yeah. So yeah. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. Uh, Hold on for a second, you guys. I'll check it out. But thanks for the suggestion. Thanks for the suggestion, Code 919. I'm sorry for the silence, guys. I'm just going over a couple of things. Anyone that's more than willing to ask me anything of a thingy nature, anything of an occult nature, or anything else, what else you want to get off your mind or off your chest, just go ahead and any updates on the cab driver? That's a good one. No, there are no updates on the cab driver. You're making me laugh right now. That's so funny. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, that's funny. In any case. David B says, "Do you like Adidas?" Yeah, I like Adidas. Adidas is my favorite brand, German. I love German brands. Germans are really good at making stuff. It's just too bad that Germany is going off the deep end right now. I have another green one of this jacket. Like I said, I wore it because this morning, it's not morning anymore, so I wore it because it was Cody says Adidas' second patron versus Nike. No, that's not true. Okay, it's a coincidence because I love Nike. I like Nike, specifically the Nike t-shirts that I bought. And the thing is that this is the thing is that this the thing is that this is just how should I put it? That this is I love Adidas more, but you barely need a jacket here with the temperature that I've told you guys, like 30 degrees and shit. Now, honestly, I don't really need to wear this anymore. But this morning, it was still surprisingly cold with the air conditioner on. It was outside. It was like 25, and I had the air conditioner on, and I simply didn't feel like, feeling like I'm at 20 degrees or 18 degrees. I simply wanted to be a bit, since I had just woken up, I just wanted it to be frisky, as in moderately cold. But there's no middle ground. I had to choose either between turning the air conditioner off and having it be 28 degrees inside, or turning it on and having it be 20 degrees. So I thought to myself, okay, now I'm gonna use my jacket as a buffer. Wearing an extra layer of this jacket, like in the form of this jacket, is wearing an extra layer in the form of this jacket is a good intermediary. Whereas now it's not really necessary. Oh, you're still making me laugh on the cab driver. The cab driver bit. I mean, whenever I still think about it, I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing to myself, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? I'm just thinking, what the fuck? Okay, I'm literally just thinking, what the fuck? I'm just thinking, what the fuck? It's just because when he just started crying, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's just, yeah, I don't want that kind of weakness near me for the 1,000th time. That's just, see, it's not the crying, it's the intent behind the crying, which made it so ridiculous. I mean, I told a friend of mine, it was like, I told him it's too good. Guess what he did? What did he do? I'm not gonna tell you. I said guess. He did what? What did he do? He couldn't have cried or something. I was like, yes, he did. He cried. Can you believe? It was like, what the fuck? That made my day. Yeah, this really makes my day. That's what my friend was saying. He was like, nah, this really makes my day. Holy shit, he cried? Seriously? I was like, yes. It's not like it's not about the crying. I don't give a shit whether a guy wants to cry. Just because you cry doesn't make you less of a man. You can cry as much as you want. You can bawl like a baby. It doesn't matter. You can be like, it doesn't matter. As long as the situation is justified, okay? I don't care about that. But what I do care about is that it's not about what he did, not about the physical action, something that Victor G is incapable of understanding. It's not about the physical action. It's about his intent behind the action. He cried because he wanted pity from me when he should have been trying to defend himself. because what he told me, he wasn't even able to confront me. He told me just that, he heard a couple of things that I said on the live stream. He didn't even say that, but he tried to make it known indirectly. I mean, I was literally just David B says going full manipulative bitch style, inducing pity. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely a throwback to the bitch. Bet you read her book. I don't think so. Occult says, LOL, they'd be the manipulative cab driver. Yeah. Nah, he's just, I mean, my friend was like, nah, if something like that happened, for example, if you refer to me in a live stream and you said things that I disliked, I'd confront you about it. And I said, yes, exactly, like a normal person, because I do the same thing. And I would try to save face. I would try to retain some sort of pride. And I tell you, listen, if that's the way you think about me, then yeah, we shouldn't be friends anymore, or we should just not get involved with each other anymore, or be involved with each other. So yeah, and I was like, yeah, exactly. That's what the average person would do. That's what I would have done. I would have approached you and I would have told you, listen, you happen to be live streaming, and I heard that you mentioned something about me, and I just don't appreciate it. So, I would be straightforward with you, but he couldn't even say that. He just made it. He just made it known indirectly that he heard a couple of things via my live stream, and that he and that he and that he and that he is capable of understanding English, at least at a basic level. So he has some semblance of what I said. He didn't literally tell me this. He tried to do it in a way. Okay, so that's already sad enough. And I was trying to pull it out of him, because I wanted to be like, confront me. If you want to tell me something, tell me to my face. Don't try to. You're talking around it. You're talking around it. Just tell me that. Listen, you heard something I said about you on my live stream. Just spit it out, for the love of God, man. But he's also with the lying and the deception. He wanted to come by. He first asked me, "Are you online? Are you live streaming?" Yes. And I was like, "Why?" And his reaction was, "Thank you." That was already a what the fuck moment from the beginning. I was like, "What the fuck? Thank you? What kind of a reply is that? Are you live streaming?" Yes. Why? Thank you. So he said thank you, because just to confirm his suspicions, just to confirm that, yes, I was indeed online. I was indeed live streaming. Okay. Okay. And, okay. And now, afterwards, he lied to me. He told me, listen, can I come by? I was like, I'm live streaming, my man. I can't interrupt the fucking stream just because you want to come by. Why do you want to come by? Uh, it makes no sense whatsoever. And I was like, why do you want to come by? And he refused to tell me. And eventually he was like, he made up an excuse. Can I bring something for you? I just need to bring something for you really quick. I was like, okay. That's why I told you guys, I just need to pick up something really quick and I'll be done with it. And it's when he came by, I opened the gate and he came inside, and it was like, I just want to discuss something really quick. I was like, what the fuck? You told me you wanted to bring something for me. I was like, really quick, I'm live streaming right now. I can't keep these people waiting. And that's when he spoke, and he just yammered on and on and on, just talking out of his ass. And he said, so basically he said semi-indirectly, not even indirectly, he said semi-indirectly that he semi-indirectly said that he semi-indirectly said that he heard that he didn't literally say that, keep in mind. He semi-indirectly said or stated that he he understood what I said in the live stream, and in terms of just thinking about making money, all he cares about is making money. That's what he was getting at. And I tried to tell him, listen, what is the problem exactly? Did I say something in the live stream? Did I make a reference towards you? Because I was just talking about daily dealings, things that I did on a daily basis, that I did today. So what exactly are you getting at? And
that's when, that's when he broke down. And that's when he started coming up with a bunch of stupid stuff. And he started crying in the sense of, and he literally looked like a frog. You know those frogs when you touch a frog, right? The frog just expands. The second you touch that frog goes like, whoop. Kind of like a blowfish. That's what he turned into. And he started crying in the sense of, and he started saying a bunch of stupid shit that just made me laugh. I was like, what the fuck? What the hell is wrong with you? I mean, he literally went like, I'm a poor boy. I need to work hard to make money and shit. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're a poor boy. You need to work hard to make money. And what? What? And when I told a friend of mine, I was like, oh, holy shit, this is, can you believe what he just did? And can you believe what he said? And his entire strategy, quote unquote strategy, his entire strategy was to basically incite pity in me. So basically, I was supposed to pity him and whatnot. I just I don't know what else to say. That he just wanted me to pity him, but it doesn't make any sense really. It doesn't make any sense to any person that has some semblance of pride. But that's what I told you guys. Okay, the Indians in general, God, they're just fucking asswipes. You don't need toilet paper. Especially white people, they don't need toilet paper. They can wipe their asses with Indians. I don't want to be an asshole, but seriously, the average Indian will bend over backwards for you, literally, just for the sake of money. Because my other friend, the black guy, he was like, the black guy, he was different, okay? He said, nah, I try to retain some sense of pride. I mean, I tell you that, listen, if you're dissatisfied with something I did, then I think it's best if we stop right here. you know and I also told him about the whole money making part, and he was like, no, you shouldn't just think about money. I mean, you can think about making as much money as possible, but not to such a ridiculously exaggerated degree, to the point where everything is literally just money, 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 and you don't take the time to enjoy yourself. You don't take a break every now and then. And I was like, no, 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 definitely not. Okay, and but again, the guy was also, he was just simply he is a better version of those two asswipe Indians that I used to last year that I told you guys about. He's simply the better version of them, a slightly better version, because he's a slightly better version of them because generally speaking, again, he was also under the delusion. I told you guys, he was under the delusion that he was doing me a favor. I was like, what the fuck? He was under the delusion that he was doing me a favor when it is the exact opposite. He was supposed to practically bow down to me. I mean, they're the same things. I went out, I paid everything, plus I paid him for the cab ride. So I basically covered the entire day for him that he were to make in money. And not only that, I also paid for whatever fun activity we were going to do. And yet he is under the horrendous delusion that he's doing me a favor. That's a good one. Imagine this: going out to eat with someone, so literally just paying for the bill. I mean, paying the check, everything. Just imagine that you're going out with a friend, you're going out to eat. That friend says, I'm sorry, but I don't have the money to pay for this. So I'm fine, I'll cover everything. You pay, and that friend also says that I need to be working, and you also cover that. You says, okay, listen, you make $300 a day. Here's $300. That way, your day is covered, financially speaking, as well as any other thing that you want to do. You get a free meal off of me, and I pay you practically for your company just because I'm considerate. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, you need to make money. Of course, you need to work. So I'm just going to cover your day since I'm taking up your time. You literally managed to do something delightful on my dime, and you managed to get paid for it. And yet you're under the horrendous mindfuck delusion that you're doing me a favor. I, Morino Raverberg, I take you out on a vacation. I said, fuck this. We're going on a vacation to the US. You can't pay for shit. I pay for plane tickets. I pay for everything. And I pay you because, yeah, you're supposed to work. You work a 9 to 5 job, an 8 hour a day job. And I say, fine, I'll cover that for you. I'm taking up a week of your time. A week's vacation is $700 for you. So fine. I'll pay you $700. End of story. I give you $700. You get an all expenses paid trip from me. Literally an all expenses paid trip from me. And you get to enjoy yourself and do things that you'd never be able to do because you can afford it. Plus, I pay you for your time, so you don't lose anything income-wise. And yet you are under the indescribable delusion that I owe you something, that you're doing me a favor, basically. How fucked up in the mind do you need to be? This almost comes close to the bitch's mind fuck thing. It almost comes close to her situation. Almost. It doesn't come close, but it still comes close to being as fucked as the bitch. Yeah, the bitch would do well here, definitely. Honestly. I really would love to swap nationalities with her. Let her ass sit here and rot in Suriname while I leave. Quote Nanatin says, honesty, this makes me think of a prostitute. Occult experiences, he's both the prostitute and the driver, fake taxi driver, outworldly. Yeah, I know. David B. Yeah, the kind of people I meet, huh? Wow. It's just, But that's also why I have a policy of being a lot more, at least locally, being a lot more of a hard ass. I'm more business-wise with people. I said to myself, no, I'm just going to be business-wise, okay? I'm going to lay off the socializing and the befriending people. I'm really just going to have a stance in the sense of just do your job and let that be the end of it. So no more befriending cab drivers and shit. Nah. David B says, damn, I bet you are the most watched streamer in Suriname. Yeah, I think there are a bunch of people that watch my streams that have no idea what I'm talking about, but they're just so impressed by the fact that someone local can do something like this, because most of them can't even spell stream. That's how dumbass they are. That's how stupid they are. And I think I'm the only live streamer from Suriname. Can't think of a single other person in Suriname with live streams. But again, my location is irrelevant because I don't give a rat's ass about Suriname. Because how fast news go, fake taxi driver, code 19 says, Murino, you're gonna poop, thank you. Neither do I. Okay. So, okay, that's it. I think I'm gonna close off the stream now in any case, guys. It's been nice. We've spoken about a bunch of different things. We've had main topics where we had better said one main topic. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys until next time. I am out and bye-bye.